great to see everyone in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for being here, as always. So tonight we've got some of our regulars lined up on the panel. They're excited to talk about this new book. One is a little bit old. Another one is still fulfilling. So we're actually going to be way ahead of the curve on giving you a review. It's going to be Vestri 3 and the Ash Can, and Vestri 4, which I think actually Jacob just posted screenshots on Twitter showing that he just received printed copies, and those should be shipping out really soon. So you get an advance review here tonight, and we'll let you know if it's worth cracking open, or maybe you should be asking for a refund, which of course you shouldn't do. Don't advise that, but you'll definitely get the honest truth about everybody's feelings on that book. So that's coming up in a little while. First, we'll jump into the chat. I'm actually, I don't have much planned after the show, so I'm going to do call-ins. I'll drop the link right now, just so that when people stop by, they'll see that that link is there, it's available, and we will be bringing people on a little bit after to talk about stuff. So yeah, that's going to be there, just waiting until the review is wrapped up. And look forward to hopefully talking to some of the people that might stop by. So pin that. Otherwise, let's go into the chat and see who's here so far. We've got J Dollar Sign. He's having an Australian moment. He says, oi, oi, oi. We've got Prawn Della Roz. Better stream one last time with crypto comics before he loses his internet rights. Well, I don't know what that means. Is crypto being canceled by the internet? I didn't think that was a thing, but I hope that doesn't happen. James Hayes is here. He says, hey, Will Red, everyone, I hope that you're having a good night. Yeah, so far it's pretty good. I've been drinking most of the day. I think actually a couple of the people on the panel have been drinking a lot today. So I'm having already my second cup of coffee, trying to get into the stream. And yeah, hopefully things go okay. Everybody still a little bit hungover. Linkovich Jamoski is here. He says, yo, funky cats and kittens. Yo, back. Linkovich, it's always great to see you in the chat. So with that, I will bring on tonight's panel. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the comments left on last week's stream, and we'll see how the review goes. So please welcome, we've got Uncle Pope J Dollar.
Hello.
The man from Uncle. We've got Moonshine. Yeah, and Dark Gift Comics.
What's up?
Hey, it's still your birthday, Dark Gift. So just for everybody in the stream, happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been a good one.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, 26 years old today.
26.
It's funny how those numbers have trouble aligning every year. You know,
You mean
they move up, they
62?
move down.
Oh man, did I have cake? No, I didn't have cake. I was supposed to get together with the fam last night for dinner, but then we had this shitty weather, and I didn't want my aunt driving all the way down from the Bronx, so we're postponing till next week or the week after, whenever we can get together. So
What's shitty weather in your neck of the woods?
we had what's called, which was a term I just learned about a few years ago, a bomb cyclone. So it went from like 45 and raining at like 10 a.m. to like snowing and like 22 degrees by like 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So everything turned into like a sheet of ice yesterday. And the only reason why I even still went out last night was because the bar I went to was literally 2 minutes down the road. I didn't have to go on any highways or anything. So, and it's like right between. It's like right between mine and my buddy's house. Like, so we just met right there, you know, so.
Yeah, it got cold as shit here too. Like, boom. Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Like I went into work, and I was like not wearing a jacket. I left having to bundle up with my coat. You know what I mean? Like, it was like crazy.
I certainly wouldn't do that. Cthulhu is right.
Just remember, Well Red, Dark Gift chose to spend his birthday with you. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I'm thinking you should probably reconsider that decision, but we're always happy to have you.
And
Praise
Jack
him with
Stafford
you.
and Stephen Brown are here.
Ahoy, hungover ninjas. and
Yeah,
Jack says
that would be me.
26 plus tips and tax. Stephen Brown, sup everybody, and Velmed is here. Cool. I've got somebody in the back, so I dropped the link early, and just heads up, I'm going to be bringing people on after the review. I've just got the link out there so people know that we're doing call-ins once the review is done. So just hang out for a little bit. We'll be talking for like 45 minutes, and then we'll bring people on. But it's great to have people already jumping into the back.
If they're super duper cool, you have to bring them on.
What if they
they're
have
not
something
super
to say about Vestri?
Well, that puts Well Red on the spot, because what if Well Red doesn't think they're super cool?
Yeah, everything you guys just said put me on the spot. So
I'm guessing it's Andy because I see him in the chat.
it is not Andy.
Oh, it isn't.
But hey, Andy, it's great to see you. So yeah, no, we'll do call-ins in 45 minutes. So just hang tight, and we're not.
Can you bring up
ignoring
Andy's
you.
comment again? I want to look at that art. Wow, look at that thing. That's neat.
Mm. Yeah,
He's good with that negative space shadowing.
I'm curious how far along your book is, Andy, because I know I've seen like the first issue. You showed that a little bit. I don't know if you've done the other two yet, but looking forward to it. Yeah. Anyway, so last week's stream, I did a stream on Thursday with Fraga,
Yes.
Dan Fraga, Camel Moon, and Joe Catapano. We talked about the
people
Batman.
watched it. Yeah.
There was a couple things going on.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think there was like, oh no, that was Finatra sleeping. That 14 people were watching. Never mind.
Hey, there's Finatra.
It turned out to be a fucking hilarious day.
Hey, Finn.
At least he had a co-host that like babysat him while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
Well, I was there for the first 2 hours that he was sleeping, and then I had to bail. I was like, I got shit to do, man. I can't be sitting here.
Yeah, 75% of the stream was pretty good. 25% wasn't very good.
Hey, D-Wag. Always great to see you. I know what that 25% is that you're referring to, just so you know, Shine.
Good.
Because there were only 4 people. No, he's talking about the Batman discussion. There was 4 people on the panel, and 1 out of the 4 Moonshine hated. So one guess who that was. This is my life.
Why are you hating on Joe so much there, Moonshine? Jeez, what did he do?
Obviously, I was talking about Frega. I mean, I don't know what you're
Gosh.
Man, Jack really liked the stream. He's got a he's got a lot of thoughts on it. I'll go through a few of them so we can address them while Jack is in the chat. Very interesting conversation. Dan and you hit the nail on the head when you said that Gotham was never supposed to be New York City. It's probably a large Rust Belt or East Coast type city, but as soon as they said it is a direct replacement, then you have just determined that it is an alternate universe. That's interesting. As you said, the Art Deco style of Gotham City in Batman 89 made it its own unique city and setting for that superior version of Batman's hometown. Yeah, like I always felt like Gotham City I don't think any comic city should resemble any real city, right?
Well, I mean, the DC universe, isn't it like sort of located where Philadelphia or Baltimore would be or some shit? Or
I would
Jersey?
say Detroit or something like that.
I don't think it's located there, though, if you look at the map when they make place Gotham.
They established, I don't know if they retconned this because this was itself a retcon, but I believe at one point
Chicago.
Gotham was in Jersey and
Yeah.
Metropolis was in New York. So basically you had like Jersey City and Manhattan is basically what they were saying.
Yeah, I was actually watching this before we started, to be honest. I actually made a post.
I mean, Gotham always felt like Chicago, though, because, you got the gangs of the 20s and whatnot kind of thing happening. But
I mean, I always thought it was like London because, I mean, it's got like all the old historic architecture.
That's what I was looking for right now, yeah. It looks like Detroit to me. Like there's scenes with all the steam coming out.
Right.
Like
yeah, but you could say that about Manhattan in 1970. You walk down the streets of Manhattan and steam was just coming out of all the grate, like the subway grates and sewer
Right.
grates, like.
But it still does in Detroit.
It still does in Detroit. True.
Yeah,
True. Very
no.
true.
Jack goes on to say, he says, when watching it for the first time, so many people wondered, where's Robin? Because Batman and Robin previously had gone together like peanut butter and jelly, but it was the right decision to exclude Robin. One good guy, one bad guy, one broken city. The next movie, we got 2 villains. Okay, manageable. The following movie, 2 heroes and 3 villains. Then 3 heroes and 3 villains. Any real cinematic gravitas the franchise had was discarded. At that point, they just needed to sell action figures and Batmobile variations. Yeah, I mean, Batman is kind of, it's kind of a cash grab. Even the Batman '89, I remember there was tons of merch that came with it.
Yeah.
You'd get a catalog of toys, when you'd go to see it in the theater. Like they would hand those things out in the movies.
It wasn't as bad as Batman Forever, but yeah, they did a little bit of marketing with it.
Yeah.
Jack said, "Don't read all his shit."
No, I'm happy to read it, Jack. Like,
But
you
check
took your
out
time
this
to post it.
photo. Switch to my screen real quick. This is one of the things. This scene right here.
Yeah, very industrial.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I can show like 1 second of it. Hold on.
I don't care how deep.
Whatever. Anyway, you saw it. That's Detroit, man.
Yeah.
Like
A version of Detroit, definitely. Like maybe somebody's future vision of Detroit in the 40s or something like that.
or you could make the argument it being an industrialized London. I could see that. Or England, whatever you said, London, England.
Yeah.
Because maybe
sorry.
Maybe like Philly. Philly was a good place with industrialization. Like there's some of those oil areas out there by the ports. They're like fucking crazy.
But everyone agrees it's definitely not New York, so I don't know why they chose it to do that.
Yeah. Like New York.
Yeah. Well, are you saying like the Batman looks like it's set in New York? Is that the argument here?
Well, I don't know. Is that what you guys said?
Dan mentioned it because he said a lot of the naming was referencing New York places, like it had Gotham Gardens and things like that in the city. But it was set in London, so they did use a lot of those skyline scenes. Just with people driving on the right side of the road and American accents. Right.
What is ACY saying? That looks like a interesting comics related comment.
Well, first, DWAG says this looks like it's going to be a great show. Yeah, thank you, DWAG. It was a good time. Where was I when this happened? I asked for this. Sorry, Jack.
Yes, please.
I don't know why the notifications don't always catch up. ACY says nobody is talking about it, but this movie took all its key elements from Batman Earth 1 graphic novels. Jeff Johns is writer of them. Now he is on producer's seat. Even his lack of training is from them.
Excuse me, sorry.
Interesting. So I don't know the Earth 1 books well enough to say whether or not this movie was totally ripped off from those. Do any of you know?
Nope.
I don't read DC.
Only watch their movies.
And criticize.
Yes, criticize freely.
Yeah. Jack Stafford says, yeah, they brought that up here, but most people don't read comics, and the movie shows are their only exposure to any of these characters. Moonshine.
Yeah.
When the studios own DC and Marvel, they can use and abuse that entire history, sadly. Yeah. Which does happen.
KSS says Gotham Wawa. Now, see, if they had a Wawa, then it would definitely be New York City.
Yeah.
So, Dark, if you got any of those Italian places where the dish is like maybe this big or something, and like the fish takes the whole plate, and there's like corn and all that, you got any of those places near you?
Yeah, but no corn. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, corn comes with corn and potatoes and all that. Or are you saying you don't like corn?
No, just the just the restaurants. They just plate it differently. That's all. But I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's delicious.
You mean a lot of interesting fish, especially if you go out onto Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. We leave
Old
the
women, young women.
over here, a lot of the Italian restaurants leave the whole fish up to the Greek restaurants, though. They tend to do it better. So
Yeah, I would love to
Yeah.
have a New Jersey Greek dinner.
yeah,
Oof, that sounds delicious.
So KSSS seems to agree with you guys. Gotham on the DC map is technically Vineland, New Jersey. And
Some
Jackson.
on the DC map. No, is it Jersey? I don't think so.
yeah.
Jersey is like, I don't know. It doesn't look, well, I mean, first of all, it's not really a city, right? Like when you're leaving New York and there's that big bridge you go across and that's totally dark and all you see is like factories underneath and the whole thing looks abandoned. And then you get out into like the exits on the highway and there's no streetlights anywhere. I mean, I don't see how it looks like anything like a city.
Well, because all right, so you're talking about using the bridge, like you talk about like the GW and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, if you take the tunnels, like the Holland Tunnel or the Lincoln Tunnel, they'll take you out into Jersey City and Union City, which are big cities right at literally right across the harbor from Manhattan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Then you got Newark, which is more inland. Yeah, but that's
well, the Jersey Turnpike is a fucking.
Yeah, it's fucking.
You can get it on
it's
a
shit
good day.
show.
You're going about 80, 85 with the whole group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you could, in
that
theory, be Detroit or Chicago, because at least you have lake shipping. Whatever it is, it has to be on some large body of water. But
Right.
Yeah.
So like that's why I would say if anything it's probably like Union City or if it was in Jersey it would be like Union City or Jersey City or Vineland's a little further south, but yeah, I guess you don't really have many cities down there though.
Right.
That's the problem. Yeah. But
And then Jack points out, now in Superman, I think they showed his fly by the World Trade Center. Hard to say that's not NYC. Okay, well, that's those are interesting landmark
do they
references.
have Metropolis in the Superman movies? They call it that, right?
they did. They did. But it was New York. You know. Like he
So
said
doesn't it really make sense that Gotham and Metropolis are New York? That doesn't make sense.
No, they're totally separate.
Well, initially in the 70s and even in the 80s, more so in the 70s, they tried to represent Gotham as like the more seedy side of New York. It was like two sides to the same coin, and Metropolis was like the good parts of like the business district and the Diamond District, all that, like pretty much center, Midtown basically is Metropolis, and Gotham is like uptown and downtown. Like that's basically what they did. So that's why a lot of people like will say that they're both New York, but yeah, it's kind of hard to have both cities be the same, based on the same real city. It's
because if Superman was there, none of those criminals could do anything. So
he fuck them up.
Not the new one, but anyway. So moving on, I guess from comic book geography, we're going to talk about something not set in any city. This is set in some kind of otherworldly place that none of us will ever visit. Vestri. Does Vestri actually refer to a location, or is it the hero? What does Vestri actually mean in the context of these books?
I do not know.
I don't know either.
I think it has something to do with the remaining power that the ghost elf has. I don't remember. There was something in the first or second issue that addressed that.
I didn't read the first or second. I just read these for the review. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, you guys must be confused.
We need to get our hands on them.
No, I would say they were written well enough so that jumping in on issue 3, I could kind of put pieces together. But I'm sure I'm missing stuff like why it's called Vestri and stuff like that.
Well, you can't understand the ghost elf. She's just sort of hanging around, according to you, right?
Right, like she's just there. So I'm sure that was established, and how that was established, I'm unaware of. But yeah, I can put that aside and be like, okay, well, she's here now from where I'm reading, and they give a little bit of an explanation at the end of issue 4, so it kind of filled in some gaps, I guess. But apparently, he was learning stuff then too. So,
Dillard Draws is excited about this.
Actually, well, so first, KSSS is the chat encyclopedia. He says it's referring to Vestri, New Jersey, which has 18 Wawas, apparently. But Dillard, I was informed that you're actually a big fan of Vestri. If you want to come in and join the review, you're welcome to do so. The link is pinned in the chat, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on the Vestri series.
See,
So.
he's someone important.
Well, I guess when you guys review the fourth book, I can look at the first and second book and answer whatever questions we don't remember.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, also this came with an ashcan as well.
Yeah, the second one did as well. I don't know if the first did. I just remember one ash can from backing the second book.
Yep. It's a pretty good deal. So you got Vestri 3 plus the ash can PDF for only $4. So
that's a good deal. Yeah.
I would say this is, if there's any campaign on Indiegogo, this is just probably in the least percentage terms, the least underfunded for what it should be. This should easily be 100, 200 backers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's because people either don't know or they just don't like fantasy. But
I don't think it's promoted sufficiently. Like it's.
Yeah, I didn't know about this until this stream. I mean, not this stream, but until the review.
Well, that's why I always like reviewing this, because like no one knows about this, and it punches well above its weight for a 48 backer book. You would think, oh, this must be trash, but no, it's rather good.
Yeah,
Might be trash.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I did have a big complaint. Like there was like no narrative boxes or anything like that. So there was a lot of empty space in some of like the big panels where it felt like something else should have been there. I felt like that was kind of missing.
Well, so why don't you give us the setup, Moonshine, since you read the first two issues? A little bit of prologue, what happened before, and where does the story pick up in Vestri 3?
So, I don't know how we pronounce his name. Is it Damon? Is that what we agreed on? It's Damyn, which I guess is Damon.
That's how I read it as Damon.
So he's like a strong man mercenary. And so this village leader is like, go to this island that you went to before because there's like demons or something and you need to clear it out or something. So he goes there, something surprising happens, and he meets this ghost elf who is sealed away by her evil elf father like centuries ago or something like that. And so she wants her body back, and someone, which we sort of get introduced to.
Is that the crystal lady?
Yeah, the purple lady. Yeah. So
what's her name now?
Her name is
L.
L. Yeah, I was gonna say
L.
Belle. It's like not Belle. It's L. Yeah.
What a presumptuous name to give.
I think it's L something, like an elf would be called. He just called her L.
Gotcha.
In any case, this is like the evil guy, and that's the village leader who sent Damon out on his quest. And so you can see he was working with him all along. So I would say this scene, it was like, if you don't read the text bubbles, you're like, what's going on here? It's like, oh, he's using his powers to float him in the air. But I would say they're just, I mean, I know this is kind of hard to draw, but it's, I was like, is he climbing on the walls? What's going on here?
That's kind of what I meant by not having narrative boxes. Like they should have been with his brain, his mind, his brain mind. It took man up by his throat.
It took a minute for me to realize he was basically doing like a Vader force choke on him, you know. So
yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, if you read it, you understand. But it's like, is there some way to present this so if you read nothing, could you understand what's happening? Right now, it's, I don't know if like there was a power coming out of his hand or something.
No, I got it. This was the point where I got it, where I saw him like holding his throat and like hovering in the air like that. I was like, okay, so that's what's going on here. But yeah, it took me to that panel to figure it out.
So yeah, I don't remember exactly what this evil elf guy wants. He might be the original elf king, perhaps.
I know what he wants. You find out in issue 4.
Perhaps, yeah.
Well, I didn't say that truthfully.
We're looking forward to hearing about it. So this is the main villain here, then, the
No.
Elf King that you referred to. Okay.
No, this is just a transformation. He makes this creature to go off and kill Damon.
Yeah. The Elf King was the other guy, right? Is that her father or no?
I don't remember if it is or isn't.
Well, I can bring
Yeah,
up the
I think
book.
it is because it was in the past, and I think whatever he did is supposed to make them immortal or something. But it was just too long ago for me to remember.
So here on the front cover, we have that creature, and it's actually great imagery. I like the design of this.
Yeah, this creature is kind of just like the villain of the week for this comic. So
So where does this story then pick up? Is it a single adventure, or is there some kind of bigger narrative that they're exploring with the Vestri series?
So Damon's just back from his adventure, fixing his weapon, talking to his wife. I think Medea is his wife, or
Doesn't say
longtime
what they are.
girlfriend, perhaps.
They're bang bang buddies.
They're
Yeah.
definitely They're definitely banging a lot.
Yeah.
Bang bang buddies.
And like he's told her about this ghost elf woman that's following him around, but he's kind of like, don't mess with me. I don't need your help, to the ghost elf.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got some hot tail to choose from. Very exotic selection. And is it mostly just setting up this relationship with the girls, or is there something that they eventually lead him to?
Well, I mean, it's clearly a journey about a man with a woman with her bosom out with a shirt and a woman with her breasts out completely. So that is enjoyable from that perspective. But he is on a journey to find the magical castle. Right? He's looking for a castle with a man in it.
No,
They
well,
argue with the man in the castle.
well, yeah, I don't think it was a castle. I think it was like an underground like fortress of some kind. Did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
Like I felt like they entered through like a cave or something, didn't they? I don't
Heaving
remember.
breasts. Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't shy away
I
from
think this crystal has some of this power. I think it's
Yes.
a shard of the crystal, and I think this is also why the ghost elf is with them, because he has this.
Now,
crystal.
does he because we didn't read book 1 and 2? Does he have the shards from a kid's age, or does he get it after a battle?
No, this was going to this mission that he went on that he found this.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
why
he
they want to retrieve it.
It's a recent acquisition. Okay.
Yeah, so they figured he was supposed to go there and get rid of something, but he found this, and now they're like, hey, this thing is missing. He must have it, so go get it.
Adventure.
So he's not really planning on doing anything right now, but he's not getting a choice because he's now being attacked, or will soon be attacked.
On the next page, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say at this point, before he charges out of the building, it seemed a little slow, I would say. It's just kind of them sitting around talking.
Yeah, well, for me, it worked because like there was a couple of things that from that conversation, like obviously he's the only one that could hear the ghost elf. He's the only one that could hear El. Like Medea can't, you know. And like certain things, like it said certain things for me, like as somebody who didn't read issues 1 and 2, like it kind of filled in some of the gaps for me to understand exactly the dynamic of these people. You know what I mean? These characters. So, but I can see if you read 1 and 2 and you already knew all that shit, you probably didn't need that. You know, how it would read slow. So I get that.
You question how he got to the throne in his Riddick pose.
Well, what this clarifies is you knew he had this woman, so now that he's come back, it's like, well, how are they going to interact with this ghost being? So that's what I guess this is answering to people who have read 1 and 2. But
Well, it seems to be
Those are a
telling
little
a
backstory.
it seems to be telling a very streamlined story. It's only 28 pages, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's taking its time a little bit to just get to the point, which is mainly this little confrontation that he has that plays out through most of the book.
Yeah, so basically the Elf King gave this guy, like, he's like, you got one last chance to, like, go get this shard for me. So he goes there. Now, it seems like they knew each other. Like, that guy's military, and I guess Damon was in that same military or whatever. Am I getting that right?
no, he's
Moonshine?
the one who hired him and sent him out on the mission.
Oh, okay.
So he's like the mayor or something of the village or the region.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But they
The
knew each
Duke of
other.
the
It wasn't like they had just met though. That's what
No,
what I'm
that's why they
gathering.
know he has that crystal, because he was the one sent out to that castle
Yeah.
on the island.
I didn't
most-
realize at first that only he could see the big-breasted purple lady. I thought the other chick with the other big breasts could see. I was wrong.
Yeah, no. Although he can
Oh,
give
what?
her apparently he's able to give her permission to talk to her, but he doesn't. But yet
Yeah.
she can still possess the other one, I guess.
The critics are getting
Oh, she can
criticized.
possess motherfuckers too?
Dillard Draw says Dark Gift is terrible at reading comics.
Not as bad as well read.
So if Dillard
I don't
got
read
his
them.
hands, if Dillard had time and he got his hands on this book with what he could have done with like maybe some backgrounds and things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
book
it's pretty
would've-
simplistic. I mean, it probably,
Yeah.
we said this when we reviewed 1 and 2. It's like, I think it just looks better in black and white. I don't know if the color
Okay.
really helps,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
Why am I terrible at reading comics? I basically write for someone who didn't read 1 and 2.
that I will give them the excuse that if you don't read 1 and 2, it'd probably be a little confusing. That's why I was surprised. It's like, oh,
Well, I mean,
how do you
not to
understand
skip,
what's going on?
not to skip ahead to issue 4, but he has that conversation with the one guy who he obviously is friends with because he keeps calling him old friend,
Yes.
and that guy mentions this dude by like you betrayed so and so. That's treason. So it's like I established the fact that they obviously knew each other before he got hired to go on this mission. Right? I mean, that's how it reads to me. For not reading 1 and 2, he got hired by this guy to go on a mission, but they probably knew each other before that, in some capacity, whether they were friends or not. I'm not, I'm just saying. I think I nailed it for someone who didn't read 1 and 2.
Well, it sounds like it's not an overly dense read, but there's enough pieces there to the story to keep it somewhat interesting. I mean, are these relationships with the 2 women brought into play at all in this adventure, or are they just
Yeah.
companions?
Yeah, a little.
It comes
little
into
bit.
play in the battle, at least.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, how strong is the characterization here? Not too much. Is this Berserk Guts the comic, or do you get a little bit more than just that?
You
No,
know.
yeah, no,
Wow.
That's where he left. It's really him who has been writing this and paying.
I
for
don't
this.
think he ever pours any milk on himself, though.
that was classic.
I never saw that thing, God.
Oh man,
Purple
you
boobs.
missed
yeah,
out.
Pure
But-
purple boobs.
No, they like I said, like they don't mention if that's his wife, but they're obviously in a very intense relationship, and she obviously cares about him. And
Yeah.
they even show, even though like they can't communicate, they even show like a little bit of a connection growing between not a romantic one, but a connection growing between the Medea and Elle too. In these
Yeah.
2 books. So. Yeah, no, it gives you enough character development without like being
I mean,
Shakespeare.
It's pretty much a kind of a simple fantasy story. You get some plot, and then you get some action, and then you move on to what their next goal is, and then it sort of ends.
Right.
It's
Are there any
28 pages, so
Are there any stakes in this
Yeah,
for the
he's pulling
hero.
one out of his side there. See,
Yeah.
I mean, what's his motivation?
his
To quote a
motivation is
cliche.
to not die. That's his
Well,
motivation.
he actually is fucking mad the whole time. Everything that he's doing, he doesn't want to do. It seems like so. I
Yeah,
wonder
it seems like
'cause-
one big inconvenience. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So what happens to him in 4? It maybe kind of so you kind of get a reason why his attitude is the way he is. If you know, say for example, if you know this is going to like maybe 10 issues or 12, you can see why he kind of has this attitude after what happens to him in episode 4, and then maybe or issue 4, and then 5 and 6. You can do this rehabilitation of his image type thing. So I mean, it's definitely, man. I feel real bad because if only there was some narrative perspective to like fill in a lot of the
Subtext here.
well, yeah, subtext, like empty thoughts, because like we said earlier, when you start, you didn't know he was getting Jedi'd. So there should have. I mean, like there's like this page right here should have had like maybe one or it's like 2 narrative boxes, maybe even on the bottom where his crotch is, and then going into the next one while he's having a battle, like maybe some inner. I don't know.
Like a little inner monologue to see like where
Yeah,
what his
even
state
that,
of
like
mind
even
is. Yeah.
the inner. What's the ones with the question bubbles? What is that called again?
The
The
dad.
thought bubbles.
Well, just the thought bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, thought bubbles. So it's maybe some thought bubbles would have worked. Maybe not narrative bubbles, but maybe some thought bubbles for the women and even him and some.
Well,
So say for example, you're going into a hot moment for the page. You don't really kind of know what's going on, and then all of a sudden there's action right in the next page, and so there.
if you go back a little bit,
Yeah.
there is like black, and that's always the ghost lady talking why he's fighting. So I mean, there is distinction in that way, so you know who's talking here.
Right.
So these are thoughts in his head because obviously no one else can hear her. He's the only one that can hear these words.
But they're very immediate. They're just
when he's with her, yeah.
referencing the current circumstance rather than any kind of
I would
deeper
say
inner monologue.
If you read the Ashcan, you kind of already understand what's going on. He's essentially a mercenary for hire to eliminate monsters for villages. It reads very similar to kind of like the Witcher short stories before the grand narrative, whatever that plot is called. It's just a bunch of short stories of him going around killing monsters for people. And so this is kind of like interruption. He's like kind of done. He doesn't want to really do it anymore, but he needs the money, and then he gets thrown into this. So this is kind of starting a new phase of his life with some overall narrative rather than just kill a monster, get money.
KSSS says Berserk Guts the comic. It's about a drunk electrician who occasionally hooks up with a meth addict whose husband is doing time. Come to think of it, that is a story. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he may be doing time. Come back, Berserk Guts, please.
Dillard draws as King Chat Troll. I love his comments here. So he says, unlike Americans, Damien, I guess Damien.
That's Damon. Yeah,
Damon
that's how it's spelled.
Has an aversion to poverty. Ouch, Dillard. Cutting us deep. Yeah, I mean, I get what J Money is saying here. Like, these feel vapid a little bit, like barren, without any kind of dialogue whatsoever. Yeah. So, but I still like the imagery. It's pretty nice. What did you guys think of the art? How did staging? How dynamic was it? Do you feel?
Well, I mean, there's some things that are still a little stiff, like that middle panel. Like, you understand from the context that she's being thrown, but the way it looks like she's kind of just there. She's not moving. You don't feel any action in that panel.
Mm-hmm.
She's laying on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you understand it from the context, and sometimes it works, but like sometimes, like that panel, the image itself isn't conveying what should be conveyed.
I mean, there's some nice perspective here, though, but I guess that's not always the case.
I would say it's just like action is usually like there it looks because it's like got that glow coming out. You can feel like her thrusting it in that panel, so it works sometimes.
Yeah, not much backgrounds. It's a shame. Not a lot of backgrounds.
I mean, this is a full page spread. It looks pretty cool. And notice in her hand is the crystal, which is why now she can be possessed by the ghost elf.
Oh, I didn't notice it was in her hand. All right, yeah.
Yeah. What if she put it in her pants?
I'm sure it will work the same.
It would glow in her pants.
Well, I mean, we did read a book where lightning went up a vagina, so.
Whoa. What book was that?
Berserker. From Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's got a thing for lightning in vaginas.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. I think she went up a cup size as well here. This is definitely...
Yeah.
No, she always is kind of
the
hanging out like
labias
that.
get bigger. No?
No.
Come on, man.
There's a bit more, push-up going on here.
And there is a little bit of explanation in these panels. It's like, why did you just use this power to punch things? Because you see, like, her sword got powered up by having the ghost elf possessor, possessor. So it's kind of explaining this a little bit in these panels.
Yeah, I did catch that. Like again, like I didn't read 1 and 2, but that's obviously a reference to what happened, when he, I guess in the last issue or whatever, he was just like using it to Hulk out, whereas like she like energized her sword.
FluxCorp points out something we mentioned: no backgrounds. And KSSS is also indicating the same thing. They're minimal.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty similar to like the Prince Valiant comic strip, although even those probably had a little more backgrounds going around in them.
Yeah.
Was there a particular rush, or is it like
I think it's a style choice because the Ashcan had a lot of backgrounds in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they do spit these things out rather quickly. It's if you don't catch on when they launch their campaign, you'll miss out. Like I missed out on this third book because I hadn't actually received the second first, so I backed the third and fourth on the fourth campaign.
Hey, Jeremy, it's great to see you. Welcome to the chat. So
old crackhead is in the house.
The crack-a-lackin' head. Okay, so it seems to wrap up the conflict with the villain fairly early in the book. And
I mean, this is just his henchman.
Yeah, the issue villain. Yeah.
And now it gets to the plot of actually pursuing the main villain here.
Basically,
no, because he's getting questioned. He gets fucked up at the end. So
they want to know who sent him. So he gives up the details. But one person escaped, so they know he beat them. And the end is they're like essentially hunting down information and a friend, I guess. And then it just sort of ends there.
With his eye missing.
Yeah. I guess we can zoom in on that.
So it was good. I mean, I haven't produced anything. So if this guy is doing this and he has a story to tell and he's doing it quick, maybe slow it down and just like throw in some fucking dope ass backgrounds. You can get a lot of lore or depth in the story, like story.
Because that opening shot of the castle is really good.
When they're in the city, it looks pretty neat because now it's the people and guards and them sneaking around a city, so that kind of adds to the backgrounds.
Right. Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I like where the story is going. So the story can do well. I just wish that like hopefully one day he does it again when it's all together and then redoes the whole story.
So I mean, if every background looked like that'd be a lot just more interesting. I mean, here you have to present the background because it's part of the story. Here you need to know what they're looking at, but there's other scenes where like there's sleeping guards and they're like sneaking through the city. So I mean, there are some backgrounds and they're kind of the same style. You don't have to be that detailed if this is the style you're working with.
Manger. Manga backdrops. Hire someone to do the background. Brilliant
Where-
idea.
Where does it feel like it's establishing that the story is going? Because you said they don't actually confront the main villain, but what do they set up?
In this
Well,
issue?
for
In
the,
this
Yeah,
the
they-
whole arching story or just the issue?
No,
Just
just
where
this
did this
issue.
leave off?
So he reveals to them the name of the Elf King. So now he basically admitted to being on the take, so to speak.
Mhm.
So now they got to figure out how to stop this this Elf King, because he seems to be using a type of magic that he shouldn't be able to. I think it's called abyss magic.
OP. He is
Yeah.
OP.
So right now we're actually coming to the end of the issue. So right now they're about to break into this place that he's obviously familiar with to try to find information. It's a library of sorts
Oh, there's
on
the
a
big
bit-
titted girls.
on abyss magic. And then he's gonna run into an old friend, apparently.
Yes. And you find out who the old friend is in issue 4.
Hmm.
Yes.
So it does build up some intrigue.
Look at that butt on the right. No, go
Yeah, I was
forward.
just gonna show that she's got
Yee.
she's got some back there.
Baby
Good
got
gracious.
back.
There
You
go.
paid more attention to that little body than the whole damn bookshelf.
Yeah, some glowy butt there.
Is someone else's birthday? KK, happy birthday, everyone. I know it's everyone's birthday here. Happy
No,
birthday,
KSS has a
Panatra.
habit of telling everybody happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Did he say happy birthday to you, Darkif?
He did last night, and I do. He mentioned earlier that because I was like, today is my actual birthday because he said happy birthday. He's like, I know, I said so last night in your chat. I was like, yeah, but I did see you in the chat last night. I just thought maybe you thought yesterday was my birthday.
54 years old.
54. Yep.
You really that old?
No,
Oh,
46.
fuck, I thought I joked. I got it right.
No, I'm 46.
I'm pretty sure KSS is not supposed to actually wish you happy birthday on your birthday, just every other day. Other than-
Yeah, I try not
Yeah.
to wish people happy birthday. Just look at them.
Why depress them?
Oh. So yeah, this guy, he's in the next issue. He's pretty cool. He turns out that he has more clout. He has more lion clout than you would expect the normal ginger would.
And there at the end, you have a Sashi picture.
Oh yeah. So that's dope, bro.
Was this from an
3D
earlier?
print that shit.
Was this only first introduced in this issue, or did we
Look
see
at the
this
crystal
in?
dick in the background. Does anybody know there's a crystal dick? in the
I thought it was too, man. I was like, is that a penis in the background? What's going on there?
It is Sashi, so it might be
Oh
intentional.
shit!
It
Yeah.
could be.
That's the only way you can penetrate
Ye-
thought fairies.
Yeah, it's her wish list right in the background.
Jesus.
Yeah, wasn't this an issue too, or am I not remembering that right? Moonshine.
What? Oh, she had. What? Say it again. Say it again.
Did we? Has this image been shown before?
Oh, I
don't
don't know.
remember.
I don't know. But it's a dope ass fucking. Who drew that? Because it looks
Sashi.
like a different
Sashi.
artist. Is it the same artist?
No.
No, Sashi. She does all the pinups for Richard C. Meyer, or she did. I don't know if she still does.
You know, women draw women really, really good.
Do you
And
know
she
who
grew
Sashi is?
the crystal dick really good too.
Do you know who Sashi is?
No.
Domani?
Nope.
Sashi is like old CG lore. She used to. I forget where she used to hang out, but like she used to do art with a bunch of people. I think it was with your boy
She get-
Zach.
She get run
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
War
okay.
campaign stuff.
And she used to do
Yeah.
a show with what's his name? The guy who did Brand, Antonio.
Oh yeah, they had
No
that sex
way, are you
talk
for real?
show.
That was-
Yeah, I
was-
forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yes.
she's English or something, right? She's British or
South African.
Antonio lost his mind.
South African. I know. I know she. Yeah, she had an accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Team Nurkish. Okay.
She's not the big black woman, right?
No,
no,
she's a
she's-
skinny white chick.
Skinny white blonde chick, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Just making
Um,
sure.
Yeah, and they had like
Kid
that
Mars is down.
like sex talk like show or something.
Yeah, he would do crazy shit. Like that. I don't even want to talk about that show. Anyway,
Oh, I can't wait to read Brand 2 to see if it's as confusing as the first Brand.
is it
I didn't
out?
get brand 2 because I hadn't gotten my brand 1 yet.
I got brand 1. I didn't back brand 2 because I didn't think it would ever. I mean, I don't want to say anything disparaging, but it
I
didn't
mean,
seem like
Kane
it
and
was on
White
a
will
very
draw it
tight
eventually,
schedule.
but it'll get
Man,
drawn.
Kanan let me down, man. I figured though. Figures.
Hmm.
That's a shame.
Well, how did you guys, J Money and Dark Gift, since it's your first time reading the series, how did you enjoy issue 3?
It was enjoyable. Yeah.
What
Like I
would
said,
you
it
give
was.
it a ranking? What would your ranking be?
I don't like to give number scores. As a
Yeah.
as a creator myself, yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
as a
But
creator.
what you call it? No, like I mentioned, it was fairly easy to pick up on. Obviously, I don't have the full scope of issues 1 and 2, but it was fairly easy to pick up and like get right into the story and like have enough explained. Like, I really just needed to know how these characters were connected, and I got that. Like, I obviously knew he felt betrayed by the one dude. He's in a romantic relationship with this one, and for some reason, this chick is the only one that he's the only one that could see this other chick, and she can possess him and help him out and like soup him up. Yeah. So that's basically all I needed to really know to
Right.
enjoy this, and it was explained fairly easily, mostly right away. Some things obviously came throughout the issue, but it's only a 28-page book, so yeah, it wasn't like you had to wait like 40 pages to get an explanation for something.
And
Right.
what did you think, Moonshine, having read the previous 2? Did you still enjoy this one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it went well beyond the scope of the previous books, but it's about as solid as the first 2.
So we seem to be getting consistent quality from this creative duo.
Well, I like where the story's going and everything. So, if you were to, since I ranked Day Day, Mr. Quaife himself, I gave it a 6 out of 10, his book. I would give that last book like maybe, like a 3 out of 10 or like a 2 out of 10. But for the story and everything, like I said, to me, it should be, there's like, man, it doesn't feel like it's done. It does not feel like it's done. It feels like you're giving it to your friends to judge, to review, so you can go back and make edits and things like that.
I would
Right.
say,
Get my point?
Yep.
although there are some editorial mistakes in this Ashcan, this Ashcan seems like a much more solid story than.
Yeah, there is more depth in the Ashcan, true, or artist depth. There you go.
Yeah, this looks like it was refined, and like every scene matters, every dialogue matters, everything fits perfectly. I mean, it's not a groundbreaking story, but it feels right.
Dillard, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me.
Yeah, you've made an enemy of Dillard now.
No, I am a consumer. That's all I am.
Yeah, no, honest
Bro,
opinions are
so like I
appreciated.
said, like the story is amazing. Like, so with what they sorry to interrupt, but like what they from 3 and 4 with what they're going to do with what's going to happen to him in maybe issue 6 and maybe another slight filler style book episode, because I felt like 3 was a filler, 4 was more of the
story.
main story. So you get my point. So I just like, there's so much. There's no dialogue boxes and things like that.
Oh.
There's no inquisitory dialogue. Like, that's why, I mean, it just, there's, to be honest with you, this could be made into like a really nice trade paperback, like completely.
I would say,
relaxed.
given what at the end of issue 2 and what happens in book 3, it's like issue 2 could have led straight to the library, maybe with a couple of panels of Medea figuring out about the ghost elf. There's almost nothing in the third book that has to happen. It's just kind of stuff that happens.
Well, it seems like him killing that dude is going to play a factor, right? Because that's why he's wanted now,
Nah,
right?
maybe.
Because he
Mhm.
committed treason, you know. So not only is he running from the king, the Elf King, but it seems like for those who don't know, this guy was working for the Elf King. He
It's
committed
the
treason,
council.
and he's pretty much being chased on both ends at this point. No,
Yes.
that's how I've looked at it. So
People.
you'd have to work that in somehow if that's going to play a factor. If the military or police or whoever that guy, those that his buddy worked for or whatever, really don't play a big role in like the next issue or two, then yeah, then you didn't need that at all. But if they play a bigger role in the scenario, then
Right.
somehow you would have had to fit that in there. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't
You
gotta
cut-
slob the knob that much longer, but yes.
Yeah.
Dillard actually is giving us a quick review. He says,
Yes.
"No, I love Vestri, but I do give the Ash Cans an 8 and the book a 1." So he's
Ooh.
even more hardcore than you, J Money. But yeah, I
Well,
remember
he's
this.
a fucking pro. So.
Sure. But I remember this from like the previous books that we reviewed for Vestri, that the Ash Cans were amazing, especially compared to the
Yeah,
regular
I would
books.
say the first Ash can is better than this one because that one is like really cool, but this one's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. And these give a lot more backstory, I guess, on the characters. And
Yeah,
you
it
understand
has a
like
very Witcher feel to it. Like he doesn't really want to do it. There's kind of nuance. He's not just killing a monster. The monster is more than it seems. Not in terms of being a monster, but more in terms of the society, what it actually is. And in this case, who it is. But I guess that's kind of it's a kind of a little stinger at the end. It's not very surprising, but it's a slightly surprising.
I won't give too much opinion as the host, but I will say that I think that the empty backgrounds seem to work better in black and white. It's almost like film noir, where it feels like less is more.
Yeah,
So.
I don't like the color. Yeah, I think they should just not color it, both the book and these Ash Cans. I don't think it needs the color.
Yeah. Cool.
But can you backtrack it now if you put 4 issues out in color?
Probably not. And people just back things that are in color. They don't like black and white. I realize that, but I just think it looks right in black and white. This looks correct.
Definitely works a lot better. What did you guys think, J Money, Dark Gift? Enjoyed the Ash Can?
I did.
I mean, I would pay $4 just for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I mean, the story obviously in the main is more developed. It's going across issue to issue. So I mean that seems interesting enough. But I like these little vignettes that they're good enough for me. It's not just this book, The Witcher itself. I like the short stories of The Witcher. I don't like the main story at all, really. So it's just my personal taste.
There's only one other Ash Can besides this one, right? I
think so. I'm not certain, but
I obviously didn't read it, but I'd like to, and it's because just even this, it seems like I don't know. It seems like this setting and this character play well better in like a short story format.
Yep.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, like yes, you can totally do that. And
like have a 28-page book with have a 28-page book with like 3 different stories in it.
He's essentially the cross between The Witcher and Conan. That's who Damon is. So
is that what you think?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say is by saying that you can shine some light on the chick, the darker chick, the Puerto Rican looking chick with the big ass titties. You can like dedicate more, maybe 2 even to 6, 2 to 6 pages worth of story into issue 5 or 6, or maybe even divide it out, like you were just saying just now. Add some more depth with the characters, because I mean you want to get to know the chick with the big titties. So
yeah,
or you could just have an Ash Can about her. I guess I don't know.
Yes, with no clothes on.
Well,
And
maybe
a
a
waifu
one
pillow.
scene the
Clothes
monster
on.
can rip her
Clothes on.
clothes off. Would that make you happy, J Money?
No, I'm just jokes. Just jokes.
Diller Draw says that sucks because my next book, The Buckler, The Ballad of Buckalette, is going to be black and white.
I mean, if people like your first book, I'm sure they'll back it, but there's just something about color boosts the sales. You can look
Yeah.
at what Doug TenNapel says, what Liam found out with Xenotype. He got a lot more backers on the color than the black and white. So I don't know why. That's just the way people do things.
Right.
No, I guess it's kind of true, right? Because like Tug just launched Hunt the Littlest Umbrella, and he has black and white versions and color versions, and I did back the color version. Although I do plan on going back and blacking the black and white version later,
No.
because I'm a completionist and I need to have all of them. So
Well, because I haven't bought a book in the last month or two, but I bought Joe Ball's. I got his black and white and the color one. So from going forward this year, I plan. I didn't get like Dillard's original buckler, but when he announces it, since he's in the chat, just to bring him up to, I plan to get the other ones, and I hope people continue to drop black and whites because I buy the black and white books for sure.
You don't have to show this, but it's right about here where there's two large kind of just word misplacement. He says, the funny thing, this curse only works at night. Well, I assume he means works. And then he says, Andy, wouldn't you know it? Which I assume is and wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, I saw that too.
And then even the last line, there were no bodies there. I assume he means here, but I don't know. So there was like a little bit of roughness in the editing in this one. But I think it was just at the end. I don't think I saw any other mistakes, although a lot of it's just fighting. So there's not much to read.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, be a copy editor. Yeah, me too. Jack, you can copy or edit my. No, I'm not going to say that. Edit my porn.
Who needs an editor for that?
So I mean, even though it has sloppy writing at the end there, I don't. It didn't really matter.
He looks like a bad sex thing just went wrong, and the whole. I mean, look at it. It looks awful.
Well, at least his leg is raised, so you don't really see what you don't want to see. And,
I mean, the Ashcan was good. The grayscale aspect of the Ashcan was good. It was like short and brutal. That was cool. But I do like, to be honest, I like the issues better because the story. It seems like there can be a very cool outcome if he knows how to close, which I imagine he will try to do trade paperback with. So how many issues is that?
I would say
10
like
12 issues.
He probably has to stick with coloring, but maybe if they get to issue 6 or 8 or whenever it finishes, if they liked it, here's the black and white edition. That would be pretty interesting to see. But
that'd be cool, yeah.
With professional copy.
Yeah, they got to get more backers, though. It's kind of a shame that not many people know about this. So.
Yeah, just didn't know about it.
And you can't tell people to back it because the campaign's constantly closed. It's like, you should back this. Oh, the campaign's closed. I guess you'll have to wait till the next one.
So this is how Vestri 4 did. It was 52 backers, and I think 3 got 48. So you're right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think the problem with the third especially was the second hadn't even completely shipped yet because I think he was having someone else ship it for him and they were kind of delaying on it. So I think this one came out after the third ship, so that helps. But I just think mainly people just don't know about this.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's a making deal. Sorry, go ahead, J Money.
Does he have other IPs? Does he do YouTube?
I think they're on.
Do they? I don't know.
They're on
them.
Booster's channel. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Yes, Booster Kiwi. That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, $5 for Vestri 4 and the Ashcan.
And then
like
$10 for the two copies with and the PDF. So
yeah.
So he looks the the guy from the council or whatever he's from, he looks far more grimacing in that drawing than in the issue 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like he looks
Which
intense in that one.
which ash can? Is this a different ash can or is it the same ash can?
Looks like a different cover.
I think it's a different ash can.
Oh, that's an ash can. That's not a part of. Oh,
There's an ash can that comes with this one. It's about a small kid.
oh
Oh, it's about him as a boy.
I didn't
Well, I
read that.
am.
No,
Everybody run.
no, I didn't.
So wait, hold on. So the ash can we had is not that ash can.
Right.
No,
The
that
ash can-
that ash can was for issue 3. It came with issue 3.
That's right.
So that means how many ash cans are there? There's too many books. How many books he needs a webpage? He should do that. Because I thought you guys said earlier this was only his second ash can, but that looks like that's his third ash can, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It could be his 4th if he put an ash can out with every book.
Right. Just don't
Which-
know.
I kind of thought is what happened, but I don't really remember the earlier reviews. Moonshine would know better, but
Damien has been stabbed, set on fire, and eaten. Ooh.
so it sounded like you guys preferred this issue far more than the third. And Moonshine, I know you didn't. You didn't read this.
Didn't seem
But,
so filler-esque. You know, it felt more main story.
Right.
Yeah. Like the fact that issue 3 was a filler issue worked, I think, for like somebody like me or and Jay Dalla because of the fact that we didn't read 1 and 2, so we needed those little slowed down moments to kind of get to know who these people were because it kind of picks up right in the middle of the story, you know. So then like for us that was like catch up, and then like playing catch up, and then like issue 4 seemed to be like where like all the like the real like action and like when I say action I mean like delving into like the heart of the story, like the mission that they're on now and what the stakes are and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was all presented in this issue.
Is this the first appearance of the Horn guy, or was he in the issue 1 and 2? Well, the Horn character from the cover and from that variant Ashcan. Was he in issue 1 or 2 at all?
I don't. The way it reads, no. It
All right,
seems
so
like
this
they're
is his
meeting him for the
appearance
first time.
in this
Yeah.
issue. So, and he runs a council or something like that.
Yeah, what do they call them? The Chosen.
Yeah, the Chosen.
So it sounds like this is where the story really picks up, and this is definitely the book that everybody is not going to want to miss if they're into this series, or have been at least in the earlier stages. Does the art, like the quality, pick up a lot more as well?
It seemed like it. Yeah, because like there's
Or
a lot
there's
like Moonshine said, like you hear like they're sneaking through the city because he's being hunted, and now this guy's helping them because he was going to arrest them, and they're apparently old friends, and then he's like, no, I had to do it because he's working for, I forget the Elf King's name, but
And do the dwarves work for the Elf King too, or do they have their own king? I'm curious to know.
It's those like dwarf little creatures. It seemed like they were more from the reference that I got. Like it seemed like fucking with them could start a war between their two races, but like the race that also happens to maybe guard the Chosen also. But apparently this guy knows the Horned guy because he's the one that bestowed him with all the knowledge that he has. And that's why he's like the keeper of the library. But like he doesn't believe him at first. He's like, no, that's impossible. That guy's dead. He's like, no, he's resurrected. And then he believes him, and now he's helping them. And he's going to help them get out of the city, and he's going to take them to hopefully talk to the Chosen if they can get past the little dwarf people. I forget the name of their race. But
Dwarves. No, wait, no. Yeah, dwarves, right?
It's interesting that they have laser guns, though.
Yeah,
that was kind of interesting.
Like photon guns and shit.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys both enjoyed this issue far more than the third. Would you both agree?
It was more action packed. More action packed.
More were the characters more interesting as well? better developed.
Well, so did they have sex in the first book, or in the other book, or this book? Yeah, it's this book. They're having sex right now. See, there should have been narrative boxes, or like Ronka Ronka Ronka. Like there should have been. See, no, where
Yeah,
are
because
you? You should-
in that last panel,
Mhm.
where he's
I
driving the
can
carriage,
hear you.
Oh,
he's
it
like,
was
I
the
could hear
driving the
you in
chariot
there.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, I see. I see.
yeah, they're
Okay.
bumping
See-
grinding.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
R.
So like
Kelly.
that's how you know that, because like they do talk about fucking a lot.
Yeah.
They mention it in the other book and they mention it here, and it's always at like inopportune times apparently.
We just don't get any money shots, huh?
No money
no
shots.
nudity.
Hmm.
And I think the little girl who's in his mind that floats around, the purple lady, I think she may be creeping. What's she watching them for?
No, she says you don't. I don't need to be in the body for this, and she leaves. I think that was in the last book, because that was when I think she was that when she possessed him or her.
It's when
I don't
she
remember.
possessed Medea, and then Medea's like happy she won, and she's hugging him and kissing him, and I was like, I don't need to be in your body for this.
Yeah, because that was when they mentioned like going and fucking or something like that.
Cool.
I mean, they didn't put it that way, but yeah.
Grind.
Jack Stafford, 8:30 tomorrow night. Sorry.
What's happening? Oh, excuse me. What's happening?
What time are you aiming for tomorrow night? I want to drop a
Oh,
reminder.
you're aiming? What are we aiming at?
No, it's I do open mic night on Monday nights.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't want to go too far into this book since he's currently fulfilling it. I don't want to give
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
spoilers, but it sounds like it was a great read, and definitely one that people should look forward to.
Yeah, because like I said, it sets up like, okay, now you get a little more history between him and this like friend of his, and this friend has his own mystery about him. Apparently, he can use something called the light. Like, and you get to meet these chosen, this council of like different races. Yeah, it was it's building up to like this, like it looks like an epic battle between him and the Elf King. So we just have to see how issues 5 and maybe 6 play out.
So this being your introduction to this series, J-Money and Dark Gifts, are you guys sold on it? You think you'll be continuing to follow it?
I meant to back it, but like Moonshine says, he keeps like closing the campaigns quick. If I can, if funds are available when 5 launches and there's a catch up tier, then yeah, I'll definitely pick it up.
I may break my non-purchasing of PDF books. Maybe for certain IGG books, I drop $4 or whatever it was. What was the tier for the?
Between 4 to 5.
Yeah, $4 or $5, and just do that, and then buy and read the PDF, and if it's good enough, purchase a physical book, something like that. Because there's just so many, you can't reasonably spend $25 or so on every single book, especially if it's a 25-pager like this. $4.
Yeah. How much was
$8.
the physical tier?
I think 11, because you get the PDF as well as the Ashcan and the Ashcan PDF. I think it was like 11 or 8.
So he does have a catch-up bundle on the 4th campaign for $31. It's all the physicals and all the PDFs. You get 3 and 4 for 21, and let's see, for just the physical of issue 4 and the Ashcan, it's $11.
Yeah,
It's not
And-
bad.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
it
bad
includes
at all.
it includes the digitals if you buy that.
Yeah, man, and like I said, he had that $5 tier. Yeah, $5. So you get
You get 3, 4, and
you get
the
issue 4
current
and the
Ashcan.
Ashcan for $5. And to be honest, maybe I should stop being an asshole and just purchase the $5 tier.
Yeah,
Just to
but
check it out. You know what I mean?
pricing on digital is so varies from creator to campaign to campaign. You see like digital tiers for that much money. Like I think I did $10 got you the book and the ash can digitally.
Mhm.
But then you see people who do like the same exact price as the physical for the digital, and it's like, I don't know, that seems a little pricey for a digital
Yeah,
copy.
I mean, if you look at the, there's no backgrounds in issue 3 and stuff like that. So if you know that's what you're getting, and you're just trying to help the dude lift weights and draw a pretty, a pretty compelling story that will literally, you're like, oh, I would wonder what's going on or what's going to happen in issue 5 or 6. So that's worth $5, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's a good
why would
perspective.
you? Why would you not want to help a guy who makes his own weights out of logs of wood in the
Well,
forest?
you can buy that, but
Is
yes,
that
I know
is
what you
that
mean.
is that this guy? Is that
Yeah,
is this guy the guy who does Vestri?
Yeah, this is
Nice.
Jacob. Sebastian.
Jacob.
Yeah. Yeah, he does these little videos where he's like showing himself working out.
Man, what's that about? 130, 20, 40 something? About 120, 140 with that?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously hollowed it out a little bit, but yeah,
Well,
it's
no,
got to be.
you can buy those. They have little metal pegs in the inside with knurling on them for grip.
Oh, he didn't make it himself. Oh, that takes away from the whole experience.
Yeah.
Well,
Hell.
he made this himself. He says, "When you finally clean under the bed and find a used condom from 1987."
Buy my book. Buy my book.
There's
Right.
Jacob's offspring growing, festering under his bed in condoms.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now, the story looks compelling. I mean, so what is he? It looks like maybe it's going to go, he's probably going to get he's going to get super strong towards the end of the story is where it looks like it's going. Like there's something going to happen in the next couple of issues where he gets his OP powers, I would imagine.
Right. Although
Yeah,
I feel like when he does it, it's going to be temporary. I don't see it being like a long lasting thing, right? Because I think the end goal of the one chick is to get her body back, and I think he gets most of his power from her. So if she gets her body back, yeah. So.
See, that is a little compelling story, or you're curious to know what the fuck is going to happen with the big titty girls.
What are your thoughts, Moonshine? And what are your thoughts also on the physical copies? Because I believe you have those as well.
Oh shit!
Well, I'll explain the story from the first 2 issues. So it starts off with Dame beating up a bunch of elves, and as you read the book, it's clear that like he ended this elf kingdom perhaps 10 years ago, and he's being sent back there by Alamander, which is the guy who was actually working with the elf in the 3rd book, to clear out some goblins and stuff. So that's pretty much the first issue. Then he finds the shard. El, of course, is in the shard, and he has to fight off more monsters. And then it's revealed at the end, Alamander is working for an elf who is her father, Aris. Aris is the name of her father, who essentially sucked her life force out to make this crystal and power. So that's why she's still in it.
I hate it when women do that.
But apparently he was doing that because they were being attacked by humans, which probably include Damon and his military.
Yeah, there is a racism towards humans, by the way.
Yeah, so 500 years ago, the elves and the humans worked together, but then the elves decided they didn't need the humans. And that's kind of how this war developed, I guess. So that's and there's an ash can with each book 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's what I remember too.
Yeah. The physical, they're competent. They're nothing special. The cover is a little thicker than the pages, so it's higher quality than your standard floppy, at least. Pages are probably a little thicker than a floppy you buy in a comic store too. So
are the ash cans true ash can size, or are they book size?
They're smaller. They're essentially
smaller.
I think
Nice.
they're black and white, and it's kind of very.
Yeah, if you're gonna do an ash can, you got to do 5x9.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I fucking love ash cans. I still have all of my wizard ash cans to this day.
The art fits very well with the shrunken size. It's like the art and the detail is almost perfectly sized for the ash can, I think. So.
Yeah. It almost kind of gives you that anime, not manga or anime look with the grayscale. So it's kind of fitting that it is Ashcan size. So I like
So
that too.
the first one, I believe, is fighting kind of a fish man who's like chewing on the villagers, and the second one's like almost like a giant of the sea attacking Viking ships. So that's what you're missing out on in the Ashcans.
Okay. Fish fights. Confirmed. Got it.
The giant one is really awesome because he has like a tree growing off of his shoulder because he's so huge.
That's a
that was actually my one. Speaking of like the artwork in the Ashcan, that was like one of my one bum outs about the Sunday Follies was that she did it normal size. I would have changed some of the stuff I did art wise in that if I had known it was going to be normal size.
5.5 by 8.5 or 5 by 7. Well, I'd have to get out a tape measure to tell you the difference.
Welcome, Death Pusher and Splat Guts, who maybe is the illegitimate offspring of Berserk Guts.
Is Finn in the back? We need to bring Finn on.
Yeah, we're doing open call-ins now. If anybody wants to jump in, feel free to do so.
I can say if you open up the Ashcan, it's bigger than the comic. So if that tells you what size it is, there you go.
So how does it smell? Does it smell like a comic book?
How does it taste? Give it a big lick.
No, you don't
No,
want to taste
what
it.
if I want to sell
You
this?
want to smell it.
Oh, I always taste my comics.
They're not very scented, although I've had these for a while, so they don't smell like much. They smell like paper, so not very much finish
Okay.
on them, I wouldn't say.
Does it have
But,
a matte is it glossy, like shiny glossy?
The cover
look like
maybe.
that.
No, the cover looks mad. If anything,
Oh shit. Okay.
the
What?
pages inside look slightly glossy.
When you say when you open it up, it's bigger than the actual comic. Do you mean?
If you like open it page to page and then overlay it on the comics.
Pit.
Wow. Hey, thanks
What's
for having me
up?
on, fellas. What's up? Hey, happy birthday, Dark Gift. How you doing, man?
Thanks, brother. Good. A little hungover. Still.
As you should be. It's your birthday, Celebrate.
Hell yeah.
So wow, so Vestri 3, pretty good book, yeah. It looks good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
decent.
It's like
It won me over.
It has somewhere to go.
Berserk Guts fan fiction, pretty cool.
It's possible, yeah.
I like it. Diller Draws gave it a 1 on the 1 to 10 scale. It's
Yeah.
pretty harsh.
Well, I
We also have well-shined dark Pope Finn money.
Yes.
Oh shit! A pants here. What up, dude? I guess hold up. Pants.
What's
going
up?
on, Finn?
Oh, what's
I'm
up,
gonna go let my dogs out. I'll be right back.
Thanks for
What the
having me,
fuck? Don't
Doctor.
come on the stream to let your fucking dogs out.
It's a well-read stream, Finn. So, but you're welcome. You're always
Yeah, he
welcome.
said thanks for having me on your stream, Dark Gift. So that was nice. But yeah, so Vestri, I liked how you put it. Well read. You said the main character has quite the exotic collection of tail. Wow, you're a perv.
Yeah, I mean, I admire his taste and his aesthetic.
You wanted more nudity, clearly, or you said you were disappointed when there was no nudity. Actually, that stood out to me. But good review.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where's your co-host?
My co-host is I have 3 tonight, so it's J Money, Moonshine. and Dark Gift.
Your usual one.
Yeah.
Who?
No, Matt Mertz. Where's he at?
Well, he's on occasionally, but
He's
not
not
every
he's not your full-time co-host. Oh
night. No.
Well, why isn't he here tonight?
Well, because we're talking about Vestri.
Do you really want to know why he's not here
Is
tonight?
that the one who got arrested?
You really want to know why he's not here tonight?
What did I just walk into?
That's the fuck out of hand.
Paying it and drop some shit.
No, not really. I mean,
No. I mean,
good.
like some knowledge. Drop some knowledge. I mean, like,
Yeah,
Probably not. No.
Oh, okay.
Probably not. I'm just like laughing a little bit about my old friend Matt Mertz. Did you hear about
Shit.
that?
I
Yeah,
don't know,
we
but
did.
Jason
I
does,
I
yeah.
think I actually saw your video going over like some
Oh, I know who
history
you're
with
talking about now. I didn't know you just.
Yeah, you should go to the War Campaign page and check that out. We should watch it.
Are you guys still
No.
doing videos on the Canada stuff? Like the trucker protest is over, so are you still
Yeah.
doing things about other things there though?
Yeah, a lot about like the corrupt journalists and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
People have never really talked about the corruption in the journalism in Canada before. It's weird how like
We're
all this
doing
trucker
it.
stuff has brought it up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Is Bro doing
I'm-
okay? I know
I'm
he's
an
like.
American. I'm an American, so I was certainly not aware of it. But yeah, we're talking about it. Yeah, Rose good, man. Like
All right.
we're cranking out the videos, So he didn't get beat up at the trucker rallies. He survived. So good times.
There you go.
Is the government like on him? Because I know they went after everybody pretty much who was part
They
of it.
haven't froze his accounts or anything, to my knowledge. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're all on a watch list. So it is what it is. So.
Y'all got a shit ton of views. That is for certain.
Yeah, man.
That is for.
Dude, y'all grew like 500, 600 fold, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we got like
Yeah.
a whole new base now of like freedom-loving people from all over the world. It's pretty cool.
The video is only 4 minutes if you want to show it well read. I assume no one's swearing or.
No, there's no like we don't even cuss on the main channel anymore. It's like we've gone
they're PG.
like
PG.
yeah, we've gone straight. Like we're talking about like corruption and stuff. So we can't like be calling everybody douchebags. I want to, but
Turn a new leaf.
Are you
Little
leveraging
bit.
that to like other things? Are you gonna
Canadian
still do comics or?
I think Gat and Roe are doing comics. Yeah, they're still doing comics.
Bullet Maker just shipped a few weeks ago or a month
Yeah,
ago.
it's a nice one.
That turned around pretty quick. You were only y'all were campaigning that only last not even.
Well,
last year.
they were upset because I think they use Mixum, and it seems like everyone's had problems getting Mixum to get their books out on time. So I think there was like a slight delay, but.
But by Comicsgate standards, like really, really good.
Yeah.
Pretty fast.
Essentially
Pretty
no
fucking
delay
fast.
by mini standards, yes.
Yeah, man.
The
Fuck
Polish
delivery dates. Everybody shut up.
You still buy
Polish
books?
creature.
Pan, do you buy books?
I haven't bought a CG book for a long time. No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because fucking Tiger Blue is fucking looking pretty good. I think you can't buy it though anymore, but
Is
damn
that Matthew Fowler?
yeah, man. Fucking shit,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah, I was saying earlier I scooped up Joe Ball's Death, and She.
looks good.
The last two I got, yeah.
Well, I didn't realize he was so good at coloring. I think I got the black and white because like I don't have to get the colored version as well because that looks good as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I got them both. Fuck that. There's no way I'm not buying those two. No way. Joe, like back in the day, the Vatican would have fucking scooped Joe up and made him paint all the fucking time.
Well, it's
He would've been
300
a
pages too,
He
so
would have been a prisoner.
I
it's a
got
huge-ass
two
book.
of the pages from Bullet Maker on the wall that Joe did. They're amazing.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's a good artist.
Dude is retarded good with this fucking the hatch
I do
marks.
like people.
Yeah,
that-
the pages look great. Like I think I probably picked the two best. I'd like the first pick on Bullet Maker, but I mean, all the pages were really nice.
Well, I saw someone, I don't know who was, they got the 2-page spread of like that night guy outside.
Yeah, I think that was
That's a
Kay
good,
Brady
Just
yeah,
serve
yeah.
'em.
That was a good pickup.
for sure.
Was it Yellow Flash? Who was it said the other day? Yellow Flash or the other Tug? No, Yellow Flash hired Joe Ball to do his book.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he said that on the stream before.
Will
like
it be
the
out
argument
before the
started.
calendar, or I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I do like to say he wanted Odie, but then Odie shared his DMs. He's like, well, I can't work
Yeah,
with you anymore.
called him a fag.
Like, didn't Odie like go? I don't even know. Like, did he go into the Greek army or some shit? I don't even know what happened.
He did briefly.
No,
But
fighting
Yeah,
turkey right now.
Right? He's like at war, you know.
he's doing something, but he's like
he's
off
doing
doing.
Tomahawk
shit.
Angel on Topis. I think Topis gave him a deal, so he's like making money now. So that's good.
So
Okay.
like,
Cool.
an art firm hired him.
Well, it's a website that does webcomics. Topis.
Nice. Okay.
You can look it up.
He's young as shit,
TAPAS.
man. As long as he can, he has a lot of time. That is for certain.
What do you guys
It's
think
got-
about all that Liam stuff?
Yeah, I was just gonna
laughed.
bring that up. So there's a tweet here from Yellow
Ah,
Flash
mandatory.
on it.
Mandatory.
Says Liam Gray is a liar and a false flagger, and I wouldn't trust him with any of my personal information. Do not back Conquest Comics.
Wow.
Give your money to real
When
independent
did Yellow
creators.
Flash turn into an SJW? Holy shit.
Well, I mean,
That's a way to put it. Yeah.
Well, who's in the wrong here? Because I mean, Liam is trying to get people's campaigns taken down.
Well, I
so-
see a lot of people
You
like
can-
acting the same exact way in response, and it's like that's what the SJWs
Did you think that wasn't going to
would
happen? Do you think that
Like,
wasn't going to happen?
You have
Yeah.
to have like some dignity, and you can't
Nah.
be like the people that you're fighting against and lose all your principles. Like
I don't-
Uh,
I don't
Can't
hear
do
many
it.
people saying this, but I pity Liam because I think he's getting a lot of bad advice at the moment, and he should
yes.
ignore it.
Dude, I tried to break through. I told
See,
him.
bad
I,
advice. Yes.
I told him like you know this isn't gonna work. It is not gonna end the way you want. You know, I had like a long conversation with him, and
Well, man, you cannot bend a destructionist attitude. You know, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, no matter what anyone fucking tells him.
you know, because I've never really, except for the striking of channels and campaigns, I've never I never had an issue with the guy. I always got along with him.
right? I mean, he's you know an autist like everybody else in Comicsgate. You know, it's,
Thanks, man.
you know, I like Liam too.
And I do think Manga Chan is a pretty decent artist, so it's a shame that not as many people may be backing the book because
Manga Chan, who's Manga Chan?
it's his the artist on Wonder Island.
On Wonder
No, I
Island.
don't-
Yeah, she's
I
pretty
wonder
talented.
who-
She's good manga artist and
Oh shit,
she-
for Liam. Okay.
yeah. She's a good singer too.
No,
She's got a
props to
killer
her for
voice.
fucking-
Yeah.
What a champ.
Should get her on your show for the karaoke.
Yeah,
She's been on. She's been on.
Oh, she has. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Last guy.
I've never seen this guy in my chat, but it's surprising to see him now. So, Man of Sex is here. He says Flash got 2 dongs in his butt for Mr. Biggins and Doug Tenaple.
Damn, Mossy.
DP's
Wow.
all touching. I thought Moss fell out with War Campaign. You guys don't really associate anymore.
Well, I talk to everybody. Like I'm friends with everybody.
Okay.
Never discriminate.
I'm a fun time boy.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how I try
He's
to
a
be.
pan boy. Don't you know what pan is?
Pansexual.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you can say that, I guess. You know, it's fine.
You're not going to admit to it, though.
No,
Maybe-
I mean that's the meme. Like I am whatever
I
you
know,
think
I
I
know.
am. You know, a lot of
Did-
people think I'm a lot of different things. So.
Well, Red, did
I
you
don't
see the
think-
new the newer version of the cover that I tried to talk Liam into doing
Damn.
instead of the
Yeah.
flagging?
Yeah, you
Right.
sent that to
I-
me.
Did
Oh,
I
the
show
newer
you the?
version.
Yeah, I took the Quaff and Jabba, just the line work for it, and put that into it also. So Quaff was in it.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't see that one.
What the
If you
fuck
want to
are you
DM it to me, I
talking
can
about,
show
bro?
it.
Yeah, I'll put it.
But
Oh, you talking
maybe-
about your art with the fucking elf and the gorilla?
he was. I think he was trying to like give Liam an alternative cover so that he could troll JDA back a little bit. You know, so that this whole thing doesn't get so escalated and heated. It could just stay at the trolling level.
I
Maybe
thought you
Human
could've-
says.
You could have
Sorry.
done better with the elf.
Maybe Human says, speak for yourself, Pam. You always have the laziest take on every topic. He falsely flags people, and your hippie responses don't be like an SJW.
Hold on, Pan. Have you ever flagged a fucking channel?
Hell no.
All right. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
Pamela.
Yeah, Pamela.
No,
I
I
don't-
I
don't
mean,
believe that
Liam,
homosexual to do that.
you know that's
Yeah,
not
bro.
cool to do. You know,
Yeah,
don't be
that's
flagging
crossing the line,
channels.
bro.
Now he's doing shit crazy. This shit,
But
he
so
went
what do you
buck
think
wild with it,
about-
though.
What do you think about the Indiegogo thing though? That's a little bit different. Like, what do you
Bro,
guys think
That's
about that?
extreme, right? Like
Pretty fucked.
he's messing with JD's money at that
Yeah,
point.
fucking with another man's money. Yeah,
Well,
but
didn't John Delarose like dox him like with an official like email from Indiegogo and then say that Indiegogo
well,
is
it's a
targeting
chicken
him?
and an egg thing. It's a chicken and an egg thing.
No,
They both
that-
fucking they did it
well,
themselves.
not even that.
He showed
Yeah,
the
it
DMCA.
it was an accident. Yeah, it was an
Now,
accident,
fuck all
and I
that.
think they
in
even.
America.
But
hold on, in America,
wait, let me just finish
file-
my thought. He did go back. He did go back and edit that out and re-upload the video.
fuck editing. In America, when you claim a
He showed it on
copyright-
2 different streams, though. I mean, that's kind of like, I'm trying to dox the guy.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
2 different streams.
6+ flags is no big deal.
Yeah, and I
do-
think the point you're trying to make, J Money, is the DMCA. That's public record, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I can fucking pull up any DMCA claims are public
That is
record.
true. That is true.
Now, what Pan is saying is totally true. You cannot do that on a live stream. You cannot
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
So,
but
Well,
is it a
that'd be
dox if it's
YouTube.
public?
That'd be
But-
YouTube.
Well, it was an
But-
email. Like, it was between, IGG, Delarose and Liam, I thought,
Mhm.
right? It was
yeah. So he did
It
post
wasn't-
the email thread, but that's at his discretion. He could post what the fuck he wants. But
Yeah.
totally
Not
true.
nice, but it did get him kicked off Indiegogo. did
Yeah,
it
that's
not?
what I was saying. But totally true about.
And
the-
whose
the
fault
doxing
is that?
shit.
So is Indiegogo, as Delarose claims, targeting him
Well,
and
what
harassing
happens-
him and singling him out
Hold on a moment.
because they're the SJWs and not him?
I think I want that cover too. That Man of Sex is suggesting. That'd be pretty awesome.
Well,
But
this one,
but what about what? Okay, let's do the
Damn.
super chat. Do your super chat here.
No, what
I
I
believe
was going to say
Testy
is,
died
so
when he-
what you can
okay,
do
go ahead.
when you file a DMCA claim, you get the official email back from the government, and then when you file a complaint from the government to Indiegogo, there's a section where you can apply attachments. So if you fill out the proper paperwork and then you file a fucking complaint and you attach that fucking the attachments from the government email or whatever documentation that they give you, fucking Indiegogo will be quick to just fucking hit the delete button, and that's clearly what the fuck they did.
So do you
So-
think? Does anyone think that they were targeting John Delarose and harassing him,
well,
as he said?
they referred
why
to him
why
as
would he say
JD.
that?
They referred to him as JDA, which is not.
Is
not
that
how-
harassment?
it's not how he refers to himself on
Well,
Indiegogo.
you can
There's
speculate
no
all
reason.
you want on that shit. You know
Yeah,
what
there's
I
no
mean?
reason why they would know that about him unless they were watching his YouTube content.
Because
So-
yeah, but
Well,
because then you would
I
have
mean,
to know the
I think
correspondence.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they were watching him because the guy's probably been known to their people for a while for misusing info. So,
Yeah, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up, and you fucked up. and-
Well, he's probably more on the radar because didn't he already have a legal thing with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that
Ah.
I know that he abuses info. Him and Matt Mertz, the guy that just got caught abusing info, used to do that together.
who is this? You said who is it?
He's saying that crypto and JDA
Is that the
both
one who just
abuse
got arrested?
info.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get
I mean,
arrested
you got-
for? Since we're fucking
got
talking
rec-
about it, what do you get
Haven't
arrested
you
for?
not seen the
Yeah,
video,
receipts.
Finn?
I don't pay attention to shows.
Yeah,
Put
I
the
don't fucking pay
video.
attention to it either.
Put the video on.
I like
well,
crypto too.
All right,
I like
well,
crypto.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I'm fine with
show-
crypto. No
Not
issues.
crypto's
show,
my boy, yo.
Just show the video so everyone knows what's going on here.
Make
What
sure
is-
he has his email.
What is this? Like two heads? I don't get what this. Oh,
Well,
two
this is the
faces. I'm a two face.
This is the
Okay.
one who signed. He used another councilman's computer, right? The same dude.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
this
think that's what he did.
motherfucker used another
He's a
councilman's
psychopath.
computer on state property. You
This
fucking
guy was
retard.
He
like
did what?
he was
Hold up.
best friends with
Yes!
Slick Jimmy, writing books with Slick Jimmy.
What happened?
He got a hold of it because he was in Washington State or something like that. Pan, what's the state?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in Washington State. So he's a councilman, the guy with the Jason mask and the revolver. This motherfucker got a hold.
Put the
of
video
another-
on, Well Red.
Yeah, he
You wanna
got
sit here and
another-
watch
he
5
got a
minutes?
hold of another councilman.
just 4
Who
minutes.
fucking cares?
11.
When you commit crimes,
All
you
right,
commit
all right.
crimes. Who cares? Whatever.
He got
So
a hold of
anyway,
another
he
man's
got a hold of-
councilman's
You
laptop.
gotta watch the video, dude.
Right,
Okay,
he
I'll
got
bring it up.
another-
I've
he
got
got
it
a
here.
hold of another councilman's computer.
Finatra, check this out, bro.
Because y'all keep talking over him, and
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Okay, so it goes into some backstory first.
I have to be.
Pan.
Lando
In the early days of the war campaign, 2018, Matt Mertz, later Kalama, Washington city council member and aspiring comic book creator, was a big fan of the YouTube show. After fallout from the appearance of another small-time comic creator on the war campaign program, Mertz turned salty with Ro and Pan, co-founders of the war campaign show, which was once a popular platform for promotion among indie comic artists and creators. Hurling threats and culminating in what has now become a cult classic Twitter meltdown, Mertz began to lose his mind.
Pan. Lando Pan.
he's coming
The
for you.
faceless coward of the war campaign. You want to fuck around in the real world, boy?
Ooh.
You'll end up having a heart attack.
Yeah.
The internet memes did flow, but being a caring individual, Ro from War Campaign tried to calm the situation.
What you need to do, simply put, is you need to stop fixating, okay, on the war campaign and the rest of us.
Fixated.
You need to stop fixating on people, who simply don't want to know you and who are content to let you do your thing by yourself.
Overcome with bitterness about blowing his chances in comics with his outbursts, in what will become a theme, Mertz unknowingly incriminates himself in a plot to abuse confidential customer information obtained from online comic book sales.
So I'm just waiting for, some creator who this guy bought the book of to just send me the list of everyone who bought in Oregon, and I will be able to figure out who this dude is, and I will dox the fuck
Why
out
would
of
he
him.
do that? Oh my god.
Needless to say, the internet
Why would you even
reacted
say that
with
on the
more
internet?
memes, but Mertz carried on with his obscure career in indie comics, befriending admitted pedophile James Randall Adams, aka Slick Jimmy Love, working together on a project which seemed to glorify child sexual abuse. Using a law deemed unconstitutional by a U.S. district judge in 2019, Meme Karen Mertz convinced the Cowlitz County, Washington district attorney to take the case. Pan from War Campaign was now being charged in a criminal court cyberstalking, the law designed to protect women and children. Entered as sworn evidence were Twitter memes and a narrative invoking the RICO Act against the war campaign, alleging international conspiracy. This level of ridiculousness inspired even more internet memes. The Free Pan movement was born. Though the charges were ultimately amended to a $400 fine for littering, that's right, littering, Meme Karen City Councilman Matthew Mertz, no doubt in his own twisted mind, considered this a win against War Campaign. But we here at WC have always been blessed by God and the forces of the internet. Hail War Campaign, hail the chat, and hail freedom.
Oh, you can just you can. Did he walk away or something?
Councilman Mertz, what have you done?
Wait, one of those charges could mean he won't be able to ever use the internet again.
That's what I'm thinking.
Dun, dun,
Wow, how that backfired.
Why would he not be able to use the internet from those charges?
Because
fuck
he
up-
was hacking into government emails.
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, it's alleged, but I don't know what the circumstances on
Alleged?
that
No,
is.
it's not
Well,
alleged
right.
because he fucking admitted it. He went to the cops and said, "Hey, I figured out these people's emails. So I got into their emails, and guess what? There's a fucking conspiracy against me. And they said, what? You got into their emails? He said, yeah. And I figured out their whole conspiracy. Then they arrested his ass.
Well, you got to let that case play out and to hear.
Yeah,
all sides.
I mean,
He
obviously,
admitted.
I mean, if
Yeah,
he,
we'll let it
well, yeah,
play out.
he still
We'll let
still
it
has to
play
be
out.
charged, right?
But
he
I'm
still
gonna
well,
laugh.
No, he's been charged. He still has to be convicted. But
Exactly.
if he is convicted on all, like on well, at least the one that I read there, I don't know the exact wording. Yeah, they can take his. They can boot him off the internet. They can make.
He'll have if they can find one that fits, he will have an ankle bracelet.
Yeah, I'll take a plea if that was that motherfucker.
Yeah, he laughs about plea deals or amended
get ass
charges.
raped in
Who's
prison,
laughing now? He will get ass raped if he goes.
You will get ass raped in prison.
Matt, you will be getting butt fucked.
Oh.
Not really.
Bro.
That guy, the softest dude? Come on.
I mean, I don't even know if they'd give prison time for a charge like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can get 2 to 5 years.
They
at
should.
minimum. And this isn't his first charge, right? Because he's done other
9
malicious shit
counts.
before.
Well, I don't know if he has charges, but he has quite the reputation in his hometown. Trying to defund the police and all that stuff. Have you ever? You guys know about that?
It also depends on are these federal charges or is this a state
that's
charge?
federal. He fucked with the state computer. He's done.
Because if it's federal, then he'll go to prison. If it's a state or a city charge, like a
yeah,
then he'll go to county. Yeah,
5 felonies.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If he's smart, he'll take a plea and he'll fucking get minimum security for a little bit, and then the rest will be probation, probably.
Gee whiz.
I guess
so. He'll probably have probation at least 10 years.
That's who your co-host is, well read. Getting ready to not drop the soap.
I never watched those shows. I'm glad I
Don't
missed
drop
them.
the soap, Matt.
Well, I've always liked crypto. I don't have any issues with him. So I don't know what all this stuff
Cool.
is
This
about.
is a guy. So hold on. This is a guy who is normally on streams.
Yeah.
Holy
Crypto's cool. Yeah, I never had a problem. Yeah, crypto's funny. I don't know. I didn't know this about him.
He's like a dachshund, unscrupulous psychopath, is what he is.
Who has
it's
a
hilarious.
shit.
It's hilarious.
Who has a dox?
I guess he came back or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Everybody.
Me and
people in his
everybody.
hometown.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I think he's a fan of my music, so I think that's what it was.
And it's hilarious, Matt, what you've done to yourself. He thinks he's so smart,
Is he in custody right now?
I don't know. I bet he's listening right now if he's not.
I had Pan and Crypto on neutral ground when they were going over the case.
And what happened? What happened that night?
Jeez,
What did you see?
Well, I say, I've said this to Crypto. When you mentioned him putting up pictures of your wife, and he said he didn't, and then you showed the link to him doing it like 2 days prior, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't a good look. And I said that wasn't good. I said that wasn't good. Yeah.
Okay, so
Here's his
not
boyfriend, Risey. He says he's not in custody. Oh, thank goodness, Risey. Hey, send him a message from me, Pan. And the message is, holy shit, well, you're a fucking moron, bro.
Bro, send him a Ninja Turtle, bro.
Yeah, I might have to, Actually, I'm not going to send him anything in the mail.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. Send it to a charity.
I'll send it to the prison when he's in there.
Yeah.
Jack says he was on stream the other night and addressed it. I didn't see that, so I don't know what
did he say?
Yeah,
did he
I'm
say
not sure.
He said I'm innocent. He said I'm
Who
innocent.
is this motherfucker?
I didn't do it. That whole video of proven stuff that War Campaign put up. I was not friends with Slick Jimmy. I didn't have him on my show every night. I was not writing a book with Slick Jimmy. Is that what he's saying?
I think everybody was associated with Slick Jimmy at one point, though.
I don't think everybody was. I think
been on a lot of shows.
Me in War Campaign the whole time were like, that dude's a pedo. Why are you guys not, that dude's a pedo, fellas. Have you seen his book? His book said, the description, it said, it's about a child suffering the worst kind of abuses and horrors.
Is that the one?
And it's all
fucking-
these pictures of like a little girl like getting abused, and then you have like this preteen looking girl that's all dressed up, short. Oh, dude, if you guys
With
didn't
the-
see that, that was a pedo book. There's something
Was that the
wrong
one
with
that
you
Ethan was
motherfuckers.
talking about the other day?
For real, I don't know, but there's something wrong with you if you didn't see that. For
You're
real.
talking about Slick Jimmy or Crypto?
I'm
He posted the other day. Someone wanted to post a Comicsgate book, and it had a little devil girl whispering.
No,
that's a different thing.
That's somebody
God
else.
damn, how many of
Don't,
these
don't talk about don't talk about that one unless you want a lawsuit against you.
Yeah,
for-
there's an
There's
active
something
lawsuit going
wrong
on
with
over
you
that.
MFers if you didn't see that Slick Jimmy's book was straight up pedo trash. Something
I didn't-
wrong with you MFers.
I didn't back it, but I know a lot of other people were promoting it on their streams.
Yeah, Evan had him on. It was crazy. I mean, Tug was like his biggest shill. It's mad.
Well, who knew? I mean, the
I
guy had
did.
a- the guy
I
had a
fucking
secret.
knew.
The guy had a
You didn't
secret.
It was
say nothing
obvious
then.
you fucking didn't talk
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. Exactly.
Are you idiots?
I mean,
I
what
would
is
do
this?
this. Dude, there's a video on the War Campaign channel of him crying about War Campaign calling him a pedo, like back in the day. He's crying to Evan, and Evan's like, "We're brothers, Slick Jimmy." It's like, what?
All right,
What?
All right, hold on. Who the fuck is Evan?
Ethan.
Evan, your frog nuts guy. The guy that like gets new complaints on his IGG comment section every day. People going, "What are you doing? Why are you ruining Comicsgate?"
Liam?
Pan
No.
is talking about Ethan. He's got like a man
Evan!
crush on him. He comes on
Fuck, I
here and
don't
it's
fucking
like
know Evan. All right, okay, I'll write Evan down. Evan.
Evan. No, you did. No, you did. That guy.
All right.
I want to fuck with Pan.
Why do you want to
Please.
fuck with that?
Please, let's do blood sports.
I just want to fuck with you right now. Can you share my screen real
Okay.
quick?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Pan,
What
Pan
is
is all talking points.
what is this?
Well, I don't draw very well, so give me a break.
Tom?
You drew this?
That's what she said.
Oh my god. No. Sinatra. No one glorifies themselves more than Sinatra.
It's not fucking fair. I didn't vote for this shit. I don't want this shit. How the fuck did this shit get approved? It's stupid. I'm fucking drinking. I had to live off of like a cup of soup. And like I had to siphon my fucking cup of soup because I didn't have any money to buy soup. And that's like $1. I didn't have a fucking dollar. Didn't have any money to buy soup. I'm trapped. Why are you taking my money? It's not fucking fair. I didn't vote for this shit. I don't want this shit. How the fuck did this shit get approved? It's stupid. I'm fucking drinking. Cool. Bitches. Boom! And I'm like, Jesus. Baby Jesus belongs to everyone, okay? He's the son of fucking God. If Barbie can have a baby, she should have baby Jesus, because that would be the best baby. I was like, how did you not notice that we went on a trip and I didn't have a baby doll, and on the way back I had a baby doll, and it was baby Jesus? How did you guys not know that? If anything, that's on you, because I was a child. Aren't you guys responsible for your own children? I have to pee again. It's not fucking fair. I didn't vote for this shit. I don't want this shit. How the fuck did this shit get approved? It's stupid.
I gotta go back and fix it.
How did this shit get approved? Whose approval did it earn?
Oh, I did that. I kind of traced her face.
Oh, so that's a drawing you did. Very nice.
It's not fucking fair. I didn't vote for this shit. I don't want this shit. Boom!
All right, sorry about that.
Sinatra, you simp lord.
Actually, I do have a question, Pan.
Yeah.
The last DM you sent me was a very vague DM.
On Twitter?
It just said,
Kill you?
yeah. It just said It said Doc's Grifts Comics. That's all it said. And I said, what did I supposedly do
God.
now? And you never answered me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was on shrooms that day. Just
It's
What did
not
I
a big
do?
deal. It's
He's
not.
naming everybody, calling him a doctor.
You didn't do anything. No, he didn't. I don't think that Dark Grip. Well, I don't know.
What?
I don't
all
want to get into it. It's not a big deal.
right. Well, hit me
Just
up and
randomly-
let me know what I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
you
not
just
on
want to talk to
Twitter,
Pan in the back again.
You randomly go around calling people Doxer, Pan, and DMs. Is that what's going on?
Probably.
Oh, you're not on Twitter anymore?
If you do stuff, no, I'm not. I mean,
I was
I'm
like-
not gonna like go out in public and start saying that shit like a punk. I'll go into your DMs and say it.
Like a punk.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'll say, meet me on stream, motherfucker. Let's do some blood sports. You know,
I'll give Pan.
it's nothing.
You know,
I'm over it.
I'll give Pan. Anytime Pan's ever had an issue, he's never like called me out in public. He's always come to me in DMs. So that's why I was curious. I was like, what the fuck did I supposedly do now?
It's not a big deal.
Well, how long ago was it?
A month ago?
Yeah,
A month and a half ago?
maybe two. Yeah,
Yeah.
a while.
The only thing I can think of is when I EFAP'd what's his face's video, because that was the only thing I did like controversial like in that time frame. Does that
No,
have something
it's
okay.
no, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it, man. Not a big deal.
So are you guys going to help convince Liam to stop striking JDA's Indiegogo
Liam,
campaign?
stop striking everybody.
Stop.
Yeah.
I do
really
I
should.
like you, Liam. I like you. Please stop.
Me too.
I'm honestly
You
kind
should.
of done.
And
with him.
John Della Rose, quit lying about Indiegogo saying that they're targeting you. You've been on their radar for a long time because you're a jackass.
I do think I want to see Liam and JDA get into a bare knuckle boxing fight. That would
Wow,
be
yeah.
Or
What's
at
the
least with
over-under
gloves on.
that?
At least
What's
with
the-
MMA gear on or something. At least.
I'd vote for bare knuckle, but gloves okay. That's cool.
I would like
What-
to see Twitless get in a fight with himself.
What's the over-under on Liam and
I
JDA
would
in
like
like
to see.
a gloved, no rules, like MMA style, no holds barred match? I'm thinking like negative 200 odds on Liam, as the favorite.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Liam's got like health stuff.
Oh,
I think he'd step in the ring and like, yeah.
I
have a
don't know.
stroke.
Maybe I'm thinking like more like negative, like bigger odds, maybe like negative 500 in favor of Liam. Because did you see that wrist brace JDA is wearing? What is that? Like,
It's
what,
tennis.
a
He
wrist
plays
brace?
tennis, yeah.
Yeah.
His first
He got a
tennis
carpal
elbow.
tunnel brace. Yes.
I mean, have you been spanking off or something? Would you hurt
it's
yourself?
his
What's
tennis.
going on?
It's tennis.
He's got the
It's a lot
cardio
of
going.
tennis.
See, that's see, okay, so maybe like I'd say negative 250 Liam, I think would be fair odds. He's got a lot of that ginger rage in his favor. I think that's a factor.
Yeah, I think he
Um,
has the rage factor. He could
I
just
think
fight
he
through.
probably hits
But I mean,
harder.
he takes it out on the puppies. Right?
I don't think that.
No, he does. I don't think. I think he loves animals. He loves animals more than he loves JDA.
I don't think he fucks with his dogs. I hate that people say that about him.
JDA doesn't have any pets. He ate them all.
No, I've heard a little tiny dog bark in his house
Joking.
on his
Yeah.
streams.
No,
Yeah, I think he has.
JD's fit. I think he could do it.
I think JD does have a dog. He's got a dog and a
Okay,
cat.
that-
Oh, does he?
No.
But what if JDA gets to fight with his racket? That
So
might change.
You say
Oh, yeah.
you think like fitness will win even if you're like a huge like you know
Yeah.
victim man baby
Yeah.
like
Oh,
John
yeah,
Della
yeah,
Rose.
yeah,
I think
Why
I
does he
think
always play
stamina.
victim? He's like
I think stamina matters in the ring.
Yeah, because
Indiegogo is targeting
slapping
me.
them and running around them.
Yeah.
Don't get
The other
tired.
guy just
Whoop
gets
his
worn
ass.
out. You know,
It's
Just
Liam
wear
would
him
rage.
down, and then when you catch him, you just whoop his ass when he's tired.
Liam would step in the ring, yell, be out of breath, and then JDA just has to push him over, and that's it. It's done.
I'm violent. You know what I mean?
You
Like, I
think
don't wanna
Liam
get
would
in-
be that easy?
I don't want to get into fights, man.
Liam has showed it for a
I don't
long
think
time.
any man is that easy to
I
beat.
think
Not
he
even
has
JDA.
You know, people get like really hurt when they. I mean, people could get like end up killing
go pull
somebody.
Well,
And
it
be like,
just
why'd
ends
you
up
do
how
that?
psycho you are. Like
You know.
there's some people that are just sports
Well,
about
no,
it.
you
They'll
can hit
knock
somebody
you
the
down,
wrong
knock you
way.
down, then they'll let you get up.
Share my screen, Red. This is what Liam should have did. Now, mind you, I just threw this together. This isn't like
Oh.
you know. It was just a concept. Like,
Why is
do
everybody
this.
drawing weird pictures of Liam? Like,
No.
It's
This is what I told Liam to do in retaliation. That it's called the Leading Troll Edition, and that's JDA
that's
as
what
a
he
troll
said,
riding
yeah.
on
There you
Wiggle
go.
Wiggle,
Yep.
and that's the quaff in the background with Jabba.
wow.
Because they've all been trolling him. So I was like, instead of striking people, do this and give this concept to Manga Chan, let her do it, and come up with a composition and all that stuff. But this is what you should do.
Maggie Chan would have been sadistic on that shit. You know, she would.
Yeah. And I told John I was doing this, and he I was like, I get along with both of them, so I'm like, I just don't like the striking. I was like, and he just wouldn't have any of it. I thought maybe he would. Like, I thought maybe I was starting to win him over, but I guess not. It escalated to the point where I was.
Well, John Delarose, like, he's just like what you would call a little shit. He just likes to press buttons.
John DeLange.
And it's yeah. Please,
It's not even. It's not even.
Please do.
It's not even. It's not even really about him and John. Like I said, I'm not looking to have you guys make up and be buddies, but it's in the eyes of the audience, right? Like,
well, and it's to de-escalate Liam. I mean, from like having to kill other people's livelihoods as retaliation.
Yeah, and Liam, blowing up on stream. I mean, that's not good either.
Yeah, dude, that's not a good look.
It's sad to me. It's like, why hasn't Comicsgate gotten past this type of shit? Like, where the hell are your books?
Late books.
Late
What's this?
books.
Is this the warm up for Liam versus JDA?
Oh shit!
What were you showing, J Money?
Don't do that.
Here's this horrible thing.
Don't do that to John Delarose.
Skip Edwards has to fucking torture, man. All right, share this. Well read. Hold on, let me see if I shared the fucking audio.
I just think it's crazy how everyone's it feels like IGG is falling out of favor. You got John Delarose saying Indiegogo is harassing me. It's crazy.
I love Michael Bancroft's channel. I'll go watch his videos. He's terrific. Finatra is unbearable. Finatra is too much.
I'm passed out on my stream. Horribly passed out on my stream. Like fucking immediately passed out.
This before or after Ethan said you drank too much?
After.
This guy's making CG songs about himself. Holy shit.
He's good. I love Michael Bank.
Yeah, he's saying you're great when you don't drink.
No, he's just like, I'm better when I don't. He's saying he didn't say I'm great. He just said I'm at least better when I'm not drinking. But that's what people come for. You know what I mean?
I don't believe that shit one bit.
People come for fucking when I'm not drinking. They're like, oh, you got to fucking drink now because you're boring or whatever it might be. The case might be.
Who wins in a fight, sober Finatra or drunk Finatra?
Somewhere in the middle. Over drunk, like drink myself sober Finatra. Yeah, watch out for that motherfucker because he's fucking the point. There's no shaking that guy, no fear at all. But
what about blackout
Finatra? I got
blackout
video Finatra.
Nah, I don't think I'm that tough. But I'm tough at any time. Just raging like you scared me for that. Yeah, you scared me. Yeah, I might do something.
There's some of your moves, Finatra. You're pretty good.
Ooh. What the hell is that? I just looked back at the screen right in time for that.
Ow. That looked like it fucking hurt.
I'll bring it back.
Oh, shit.
Watch out.
Perth Comics says coloring for Lady Alchemy is finished. The oldest outstanding book I have backed. Well, that's good news.
I want to read that book, actually. I'm more interested in that. Not because they're boobies and stuff, but maybe because they're boobies. So.
Is that what JDA is going to do to Liam? Pam?
That would be amazing, actually.
Do you think he has that type of punching ability? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but that would be pretty amazing.
I think if Liam is worn out, he's huffing and
The guy
puffing.
is wearing a wrist brace. Well read. A wrist brace. You're not.
That's a man.
Shit.
That's a man that works out.
Yes. You're not punching
Yes,
shit
he
with a
is.
wrist brace like John Delarose has.
Maybe, like I said, he has carpal tunnel. Maybe.
That's not going to help you in a fight versus Liam.
Well, I got Liam right here. This is
JDA would have to keep his distance. He wouldn't be.
Hold on.
If,
This is
I think,
this is an exclusive. It's an
Right,
exclusive.
like a fencer, like in and out. He'd have to be very nimble.
yeah, I think if Liam was to get grapple him down to the ground, it'd be over.
What the F is
Oh,
this?
J Money,
Oh,
what are you
wow.
doing, brother?
Whoa. Oh, gross,
J-Money's
gross,
going all the way.
gross.
All the way.
Whoa.
Why
Oh, check it out. You gotta
why
do the
would you
Planet
do
Rock.
this?
Dude, you gotta do the Planet Rock fucking song. Is there
Yeah.
the JJ spinning out of control?
Is this like a pride parade? What
Planet
is
Rock.
this?
What is going on? Why do you even have
What
this?
concert is that? Oh my fucking god. Anyway, that was funny.
Oh, that is Lizzo? Yeah.
That's a beefed
Oh my
whale.
god.
That was Liam.
No, I bet on Liam. Negative 200, negative 250 odds.
I don't know. Striking campaigns is kind of a bitch move. I don't
We're
think he's
talking
gonna
about a
work.
fist fight.
We're talking
Yeah,
about
but-
boxing.
I know, but if he can go to that
But then why
level,
doesn't John De La Rose just blame him solely and not Indiegogo? Why are they saying that? Why is he saying Indiegogo is targeting him? That's
what
so
you're
bizarre.
failing to realize, well, Red, is Liam is professional striker. So
Yes.
Well, I thought, and unless something's changed over the last few days, I thought last time JDA said, I'm not taking this out on Indiegogo. I don't want anybody to boycott Indiegogo and stuff like that.
What do
I
you
thought
mean?
that was.
Yeah, he'll say that, and then he'll get on Twitter and say something 100% completely different. That's why the guy's, considered a retard by anybody. That's
well, he
been
doesn't
around
want to
comic
mess with
scene.
anyone else's money because other people got campaigns on Indiegogo.
Then why is he talking shit about Indiegogo like they're stalking and harassing him? It's like,
I don't know.
Are you not trying to hurt his money or Indiegogo's money, or are you?
well,
come
what
on.
tweets are we talking about?
Look
Let's
him up.
at it.
Look up his timeline.
Yeah,
and
let's see 'em.
look up
I got to do research.
Indiegogo. It's recent. It's from the last few days.
Well, yes. Because
J Money, what are you
JDA,
tweeting
they sent
about?
me the name JDA instead of my real name.
I mean,
Hell.
it's kind of ungrateful to Indiegogo, who hosted you like for so many years, even when you were doxing people.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah, someone find the tweet. It's from the last couple days, and he accuses Indiegogo of
Has
harassing.
anyone bought a JDA book?
Who would do that?
I backed Dave's vote. Well, he put when I first met JDA, it was whatever, man.
Well, yeah, you don't know he's a douchebag until later,
I think he says shit just to give him a reason to say something about whatever he wants to say something about.
Yeah.
So basically lying, he'll lie if he has to just to justify a
Yeah,
reason.
he's a
To
big
say-
liar.
He'll
And
adjust
he's
it.
two-faced.
Well,
he'll say how Christian he is, and all these degenerates, and it's anti-Christian, and he'll say Doug TeNapel isn't a real Christian, and then he'll post this weird sexual furry stuff and talk about banging animals. It's weird.
Twitless, you like the first Flying Sparks? I heard that was pretty bad.
Which one is the Flying Sparks one?
yeah, that one.
Is that the
Super
the
girl
World War
type
II one?
thing.
Yeah, it was like a soap opera almost.
Yeah.
Like a fucking what was that guy in Marvel? It's just like a soap opera. Quasar. Yeah, fucking yeah.
Oh, so it's not the chick-based one? It's not the one with the chick?
Someone
I haven't
find the
fucking bought
thread from earlier, I think yesterday, and he says something about degeneracy, or I think he's talking about shit about gay people, and then someone put up old posts of his where he's talking about having sex with these cartoon My Little Ponies or something. It's weird.
John Zabroni.
Is Finatra building a Lego?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, guys.
Have you seen those posts? It's wild. The guy's a hypocrite. And it's so bizarre, to come out and say, Indiegogo, you're harassing me, Indiegogo.
Well, he's saying that they seem to be following his YouTube account more closely than they let on.
Is that harassment?
He's just saying that they seem to be
Or is that like keeping an eye on a
keeping tabs
liability?
on him. Yeah, I mean they're
No,
keeping
he
tabs
said
on
they
him.
were harassing him and stalking him. That's what.
And then he's saying that he's not advocating for anyone to stop using
Pull up the
Indiegogo.
tweet so people can see it.
Which I don't know which tweet you're talking about. I'm going through his timeline right now, and there's a lot of stuff here. So
It's from either yesterday. I think from yesterday.
Oh, did Vicky and Dean split?
Oh my God, who cares? They're so gay.
You have a lot of enemies, Pan.
That's when you're doing it right.
I mean, and these are like old beefs. You've
Yeah,
been
and these
beefing
are like
since-
people that like make stuff up and then later go to jail for making stuff up and doing like the same type of shit they accuse me of. It's hilarious.
And then like these are things you've been saying about these people for years now, right? Like,
And then they come true, and it's like, oh my goodness,
like what?
that Matt Mertz is a stalker.
Matt Mertz. Who the fuck is Matt Mertz?
Yeah, I can't find anything.
That Vicky is like a weirdo
is that his,
old lady.
Is that his her stream partner? Is that his name?
Dean,
No.
yeah.
Oh, Dean is. I never watched
Dean
a single
is-
fucking
Yeah.
ass on that.
I started calling him Lispy Dean, and it like caught on a little bit, I think.
I like Dean. He's all right. He's got a lot of enemies himself, but I guess I like anybody who just doesn't give me a hard time.
Doesn't like his brother hate him or something? He's in
Yes.
his brother,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah, they hate
YouTuber?
each other. Yeah.
What's the story with that? I have like
I
no
don't
clue.
fucking know.
Yeah,
Me
who
neither.
knows?
I had it. He told me a little bit, but it was too personal. I was like,
Isn't
and
it
I wouldn't
weird?
really
That's
repeat
like,
it here.
damn,
Actually,
bro.
I think I
Fuck.
know a
That's
little
just sad. Yeah, that's just sad, dude. I kind of feel bad for those guys.
I don't. I
You
just
don't?
do.
Damn.
No, I don't. It ain't my thing. I mean, you know, hey, it is what it is, brother.
Why? I mean, it's sad to like see family members hate each other. I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, my sister's a fucking headache, but we don't necessarily hate each other.
Well, you love her though. You don't hate her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't fight or nothing. So
Yeah. Well, even if you argue, you still love them.
nah, I'm playing.
No.
I'm playing. I'm joking.
Damn.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You guys are harsh, man. The world on the internet it's so
It's a cold.
black.
It's a cold
It's so
place.
dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, cold.
very cold. Fucking pain.
This is like a really old tweet you're talking about. His timeline is deep.
Is it old?
I think so. Yeah, I'm already
it
on
can't
March
be.
12th, and I can't find anything.
Maybe. Let's see. Does he mention Indiegogo?
Not really. There's a bunch of other stuff.
You're on the
going on.
12th, so you're 1 day ago. That's old.
Well, it's 2
My
days
building. Sorry,
now,
Jack.
technically.
Not for JDA because he's on the West Coast.
Gosh, I would look it up, but like I can't, get on I wish there was an app for StreamYard where you could like close out but remain on air and then go look it up and then.
Oh, you're on your phone.
But yeah, if I'll,
Oh.
it'll, I have to drop to go grab it.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Well, Red is incompetent. We're never gonna find this.
And I'm not on Twitter anyways. So
Oh, okay, so I
anybody.
found the one where he's talking about why he thinks Indiegogo is keeping
Let's read it.
closer
Tell me what you
tabs on him than they should.
Okay.
So
That's one of the ones. Yeah.
Russian agent JDA says Indiegogo sent me the file of backers and labeled it JDA contributions. This tells me someone at Indiegogo knows who I am because in business or the outside world, no one refers to me as JDA. This is starting to feel like targeted harassment from them.
Wow. Indiegogo is targeting you for harassment? That's
It's
a bold statement.
Starting to feel like, well, I mean, if they're singling him out this way where they're keeping tabs on him a lot closer than they would
This
their
is
other
the guy that
customers.
talks about being the leading Hispanic science fiction author in the entire world. Of course they know who you are.
Well, why should they?
Why should they? Because you're the leading Hispanic SJW science fiction writer in the world.
I think Jack Stafford has it right. They might have just used the initials.
or they just use the initials.
I
John
mean, if
Delarose.
they,
They
send
were
in-
like, JDA, this is the last time you're a cuck. Bye-bye.
but I mean, it's just JDA contributions. It's not like they're wrote JDA this and that. It's just the name they gave the list of backers.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just bizarre to me. Like, Indiegogo has been so good to Comicsgate for so many years. To do them like that.
Well, he said he's feeling a bit singled out, right? I don't think he's advocating for anyone to start canceling them.
No, of course not. But he's saying that Indiegogo is, targeting him, and it feels like a little like they're stalking me. Why do you say that? Why does he always play the victim? It's so weird.
I mean, why does Finatra build Legos? I mean, these are questions.
He got his campaign struck down for no reason. Why did Liam do that anyway?
I have no idea. Probably because he was sick of JDA's bullshit. And
was he getting harassed by JDA?
Was Liam?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I wouldn't classify it harassment as much as I would like a weird obsession where you like watch the guy's every stream all day, and then you like not only do you watch it once, like you EFAP it later, so it's like weird. And it's like, man, like every day, talking about Liam, and it's just like, wow. I mean, John Delarose, calm down. It's a little weird.
Well, if he's got an audience and people are enjoying it as content, why not do it?
I don't know.
It's like coming on
Making
streams.
the money.
Because you can't find better content. Like, holy cow, man. I mean, War Campaign seems to have found their calling and their niche on YouTube, and you're just gonna spend every freaking day talking about Liam. Wow, man, there's more out there in the world.
No, there's not.
It's like doing videos about 3-year-old beefs and then coming on streams and repeating the same talking points over and over. Right?
No, you mean the new news is Matt Mertz was arrested like less than a week ago, so that's why the video was made. That's current news, and it's right up War Campaign's alley. We're talking about all these corrupt politicians. Well, he got Matt Mertz, city councilman. Are you gonna tell me that's not on brand, brother? Come on, man. Take a hint, dude. I hope that you find your way on YouTube one day too.
Matt Mertz's case is relevant to your cause in Canada.
Well, no, it's part of War Campaign's origin story.
Oh, it's an origin
Our new freedom fans, might be interested.
I will defend Pan in a sense if like every single video was Matt Mertz.
No, that's the only video we'll probably
just one,
make about the guy.
Well, I mean,
that's it. That's all that needs to be said. I put it.
It's the video, and then like it's every appearance is Evan, CG, Light Books. It's
I didn't bring that guy up. You guys always bring it up, and then
nobody
I'm like,
mentioned Ethan.
Evan.
Nobody mentioned
bring him
him
up. Someone else.
Nobody mentioned him.
Oh my god, I don't even. Yeah, Evan. I feel bad for that guy too, honestly.
Yeah, I can't find anything else though on Indiegogo from him.
I don't feel bad for Matt Mertz.
Well, why? He's a great guy.
I mean that's not a widely held opinion. Let's put it that way. I mean, his entire town hates him. This guy tried to defund his own police force because some reporter from his hometown wanted to get the court records to our case. So Matt threw this big fit about it and called out the police chief and said that the police chief was in on some conspiracy, tried to defund the police, sue them. The guy's insane. Yeah, I was like, why don't you just let the people have the court records? I mean, I'm the defendant. I mean, wouldn't I be the one that wouldn't want that information getting out? But guess what? Like, none of the information in there from Mertz was true. It was like he thought that memes were evidence. This guy's like, oh, look at this fucking meme he made of me. Oh my god, it was insane. And if it would have gone to court and they would have seen like him in the hockey mask. Think how funny that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons they decided not to press.
Well, I think it makes sense that Pan doesn't like him, just like it makes sense that Liam doesn't like JDA. I mean, that's just natural.
Similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is obsessive, though, isn't it?
Talk to Matt Mertz about Obsessed with your friend, who's like hacking like into people's emails because he thinks there's conspiracies in his hometown. Guess what? Everyone in your hometown thinks you're a nut, Matt Mertz. It's hilarious.
Twitter is calling you out, Well Read.
Where's the call out of me? I thought using real names was doxing. We're supposed to use our made up names. Did I use real names or made up names? Did I say crypto?
His name is former city councilman, Matt Mertz.
You know better than Pan right now. I mean, you know better than Liam, and you know better than yourself right now. No, Liam was doing that shit the other day with Cider, throwing him under the bus.
I mean, to be fair though, like even Ethan has retweeted the article, so like it's very difficult not for anyone to know this name at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason why I'm like we're talking about it to this
I
extent.
didn't bring him up. Well read.
You did bring him up.
No, actually, I played the video.
He just
asked
did,
us
right?
what we thought about it.
He said even Ethan retweeted. I didn't say that.
Well, it's okay. So again, like it's public record stuff. That's the whole thing we were talking about with JDA showing the DMCA.
Yeah.
Right.
Public record
So
stuff. Well, I don't know. That was an email. That's like different. That's like that's what
DMCA
Matt
is
Mertz got
public
in
record.
trouble for.
I would say it's public if it was the same address he used as a return address in every book he sent out, but I don't know if it is or isn't. So I don't remember what address Liam used when he did his shipment. So
I think he used his business address. Is what people have been saying about it.
I don't remember.
Anything else?
Black Lives Matter.
Apparently, yeah.
What else is there to say?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd still say that JDA is getting screwed here unjustly by Indiegogo.
I mean, if it was just a book, it'd probably matter less. But it's
why would they do that then? Why would they unjustly screw him? What would be their reasoning?
I told you earlier. He actually filed a copyright claim form and then sent that federal document in as an attachment to get the campaign taken down.
So is there like, something in their terms of service that say what JDA did was a no-no? And that's why they had to boot him from the platform?
Well,
because
they claim so. I don't know if it is or isn't, but who knows?
Well, there's apparently 5 or 6 incidents. So,
damn.
Well, that was copyright. When they finally removed JDA, it's because they said he was sharing addresses. So it's definitely the stream where he shared the email.
2 different streams, yeah.
Good going.
I mean, and John De La Rose is a really, really smart guy. At least he'll tell you. He'll be like, I have a 150 IQ or some shit like that. I mean, you shared the email on 2 different YouTube streams. That's not very smart.
Flux Course says it was a fake address for Liam anyway.
He knew what he was doing.
Well, how would you take down someone's campaign? I don't understand. Like doing something on YouTube can get. I just think it's all a bunch of shit, and the harassment led to one thing, led to another.
Indiegogo's excuse or reasoning would be you shared an address that we provided to you, and you shouldn't have shared that address. So that would be their reasoning.
Titty milk. All right.
Well, there you go. I mean, that sounds like a legitimate reason if that is the truth, and if it is the truth.
I thought he got it from the claim though.
They sent it on the claim to him. They sent the claim to him, and then they're saying, well, we sent the claim. You weren't supposed to show that, but the claim is public. So it's Indiegogo that doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're retarded.
Yeah. And it's Liam kind of using that to his advantage. Trying to game the system. I mean, he was striking people's he was striking people's YouTube channels, and now he's striking people's campaigns. But I guess everybody else is to blame but him.
No, I mean, Liam, no more striking.
Unless you're boxing, then you can strike.
Yes, I got him as a negative under 200 favorite.
Liam probably didn't know they were going to dox him. It was probably his real address. Most people don't realize that when you go after someone legally, they get all your personal info. And YouTube does it too. There you go.
Which is why you should use a business address when you do things like that. But that's too late for that now.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's what
Oh,
you
there
get,
we go.
bitch.
Yeah, I don't know if it's public either. I don't know. Is it public or is it not? It seems like it should be, but I don't know.
What, copyright claims or what he did? So I mean, if he
What
shared
the form
address
that
he got from
the form that
IGG
Liam sent to Indiegogo, is that a public document or not?
If it's a DMCA claim, it is a public document.
Yeah, but if he shared it in a manner that what you guys just said wasn't what we were talking about. He shared something from IGG, so it's not about the copyright claim. So,
Well, it is in the sense what JDA shared was the DMCA strike email that said it was a copyright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all connected.
That's right.
And he wasn't smart enough to redact the address. Come on.
Well, he wasn't obligated to.
Well, then you're kind of a dick, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it
That's
is
not
a
against
dick
the law.
move to share it. The question is it illegal against the terms of service?
And why would you do that? You know, why are you going to be petty like that? It's like, wow.
You live and you learn.
Why you want people to potentially harass Liam by putting his address out there?
But I see, this is the thing. I don't know if
That's why John De La Rose is such a pussy, and like Liam would probably beat him up.
But is it an actual DMCA filed to a court or a document saying I will file to a court that he sent to Indiegogo? That's what I'm not certain.
Well, here maybe Human says DMCA claims or legal
Okay,
documents. Yeah.
But claims sound like legal.
So
Well, if it's
is Liam-
public, you should be able to find it somewhere then.
Yeah.
Is Liam a polygamist? Is what people really want to know.
I think
it true?
I think his wife was, since he said go clean the kitchen, I think he said
What
something
was said?
white.
Tell me exactly, because I think I missed that part of it.
So it's
So
not
what
what Liam said, it's what his wife said in the background.
What
it sounded,
happened? Right,
It
off
sounded like you said, I'm going out with my sister wife. That's what it
No.
sounded like.
Can I have
Now,
coffee
yeah,
with my sister wife?
But
Yeah,
that's
she's
just
like,
what it
can I
sounded
have?
like.
No, if you slow it down, she does say sister wife. Now, whether it was
100%?
coffee or not, 100%.
What the
She
fuck
says
is a
sister
sister
wife.
Well, I mean,
It's-
Mormons have them, but
Yeah.
sister
Right.
wives are
There's a
are
show,
wife.
television show.
Yeah, they're if you're a polygamist and you have multiple wives, they call each other sister wives.
Why would you say that on fucking stream?
So you're
Playing
saying
with
that
us?
like Liam is pimping like more than one woman?
He said it before. I always took. I've always taken it as a joke, but maybe it's true. I
Is
mean,
that
I don't
what's
know.
going on?
I'm not judging. You know, good for him if he's got two. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
Do
I
they
want
have
three. I'll take
Mormons in
like three.
Australia? Mormons in Australia.
I would guess. I mean, right? Maybe
I thought they were all in Utah.
that's like
Either
the
that
home
or-
base, I guess.
Or he's got a cult.
That's racist.
But the funny thing that he did say after the funny thing that was said after, that wasn't the funniest thing. Like that, the funniest thing was when he says, "Was the house clean? Go clean the
Yeah.
kitchen, and then you can go."
Jeez,
Okay.
man.
That was the funniest thing because it was like the way he said it. It wasn't like that he said it. It was like how he said it.
It was
Like I
almost
don't
like
know.
it was fucking staged anyways.
Yeah,
Shit.
right.
No.
It could have been. No, dude, it totally could have been. I wouldn't.
This
I wouldn't-
fucking retard put the baby right next to him, so every time he
Yeah.
yelled,
Yeah,
the
why
baby
would you
cried.
do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah, there was a lot for blood sports, like just from like a purely blood
Bring a
sports.
baby to a fucking blood
It
sport.
was there was a lot of things wrong with that. Yeah.
Then he was like involving the baby in the blood sports, saying, "Oh, you're a little trailer park baby,"
Mm.
Yeah,
outing at it.
wow.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, he's a peasant, bro.
Liam.
What is KS saying? Who made the claim that the address is a house that was sold? Who made that claim?
I don't know. We gotta see.
I think KSSS made that claim just now.
Nice. Good job, bro.
Now it's a fact.
Okay. I mean, I guess if you make a claim, you can call it a claim, right? Makes sense.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
You can make claims for anything now and just fuck somebody's life.
Lethal Diva says, according to Google, polygamy in Australia is legal. So I guess you don't have to be Mormon.
Nice.
Illegal.
What's up, Lisa Deva?
It says illegal?
Yeah.
Well, I was reading it. I was reading it like from like the chat, which is like my monitor is like a good distance from me. It wasn't until he highlighted that I saw it say illegal. Yeah.
Everything you do is illegal.
Jack Stafford has a good point. Baby crying is better than Lego clicking. You know?
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
says it's on the farms.
I didn't know it was that loud. Holy shit.
So Liam is breaking the law, having a sister wife.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe the accent made people think she said sister wife,
but he has said that he has multiple wives.
Well, Liam says a lot of things.
Yeah, he met monks. He is a monk. He's a kung fu fighter. You know, things like that.
Well, listen, I'm just saying. The man says he's got multiple wives, and then the woman on the stream says, "I'm going to have coffee with my sister wife." I mean, I wasn't shocked when it happened because he's mentioned having other wives. Maybe
it was bizarre. Like, you know how that all came about. How like Tug was like, "Hey there, Liam, I really think we can work this out with you and shitbag JDA. Let's give it a go on my channel." And he's like, I'm gonna stop sucking Johnny Depp's balls just for a minute, and you know, and then in the next day he launches his book. It's like, whoa, holy shit.
people were trying to get me to have them on for Neutral Ground because I get along with both of them.
But you already launched your book, so
as long as you give them roofies, it's the only way it's going to be entertaining past the first one that already happened.
I thought about it, but I really didn't want to get any more involved. Like me just even suggesting doing a cover was like as much as I wanted to get involved, you know. But like I said on Finatra's stream the other night, or the other day or whatever, or no, it was the other night because he went for 9 hours and slept for 4 of them.
Lethal Diva, are you making a joke?
What's happening?
Sister Wife Wives is a reality show in Australia.
It's a reality show, and it's a reality show here too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
she was going to go watch TV, basically.
Yeah, maybe she was going to watch it.
But I said, I go if I get off the fence to come and give you advice, maybe listen to it because I'm probably right. That's all I have to say.
That's
you know, because I'm just saying.
Did you tell Liam not to go on Tug's show because it was just a grift? He was going to use you to launch his book the next day.
I didn't know that he was going on till like it actually happened. But I would have said don't do it. I would have said don't. I would have said not to do it on anybody's show.
Tug's just trying to grift off you?
No, I wouldn't have said that. I would have just said it wouldn't.
I would.
It's not gonna. I would have just said don't go on a show and do this unless like if you're gonna really hash it out with JD, do it in private. Don't do it.
Well, I don't think you can hash it out with JD. That's the problem because like he just.
I just meant like the striking.
You know. The striking, yes. Quit the striking. I would think that Liam is like he's done with that. You know, I would think. I don't know. I mean, I hope.
He said he'll continue to do it. That was one of the things he said on Tug's stream, which I was like, oh, you just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
the address that Liam was supposedly doxed at is a large house that was recently sold and only changed hands in January. Quotes KSSS.
From the Kiwi farms.
Who's the weirdo looking that shit up? Jesus.
Yeah, they aren't very great at their information though, so maybe that's true, maybe it's not.
Depends on who's posting it.
Yeah, depends.
Yeah. I don't know. He also sets a precedent. Like if he's successful at doing that, then other people can do it as well.
Sounds like Liam ended his friendship with Tug. Why?
But
Sounds
if,
like
but I mean, if someone's showing your address from an email with Indiegogo, like Indiegogo, they just can't let that happen. Like they got to protect their business, you know.
it's a public document where he showed it. And it's not Indiegogo's place to be like policing your life off of Indiegogo. Right.
Yeah, I gotta have to agree with that. Like, what are they doing?
And why
You
did
know?
YouTube take down the streams? I mean, there had to have been something there, an infraction.
I think it's more of the case it shouldn't be their business, but they, in their terms of service, it might be what they state.
Well, that's overstepping their bounds and their authority.
It's a private corporation, and that's way internet
then
companies operate now.
Get a good lawyer and then go tell Indiegogo your terms of service suck. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, it puts a disparaging reputation on the person who they claim is acting not according to their terms of service. It could impact people's business. I mean, they open themselves up to litigation.
Well, it was. I mean, it was
that.
weird. I mean, you had other, big creators. I don't want to say their names because well-read would be like, "You're always talking about him." But other big creators like putting pressure on Indiegogo by saying, "I've got my own website that I'm going to roll out." I stand with John De La Rose. I think that
it's not
Indiegogo
retaliatory.
is targeting him.
I mean, that's not retaliatory.
I mean,
That's a
you're gonna
business
do
move.
that. You're gonna do that to like Indiegogo, who's been so good to Comicsgate all these years. Wow.
I mean, if they're abusing their terms of service
Over
then why
John
wouldn't
De La Rose, are
why
they
wouldn't
abusing
anyone
their
do it?
terms of service? Are we sure?
Yeah, I mean, they're in that guy's life, watching his YouTube channel and worrying about every little thing that he does. Yeah, I think that's way overstepping their terms of
Standard
service.
business. So, like, Sargon said something on Twitter, and Patreon canned him 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Isn't that like a cancel culture kind of thing that we're trying to oppose with CG?
Yeah, but no one stopped it from
Right,
happening.
the cancel culture, and then you got like Yellow Flash being like, go after Liam. It's like, holy shit, dude, calm down.
I mean, he
dude.
can't cancel him. He can just give his opinion. Yellow Flash isn't a business.
No, he's a Mong.
What's a Mong?
He's a Mong. Yeah.
What is a Mong?
What is a Mong?
Yeah.
A Mong. You don't know what a Mong is?
No, I
It's
don't.
short for Mongoloid.
Oh,
Not a very
All right.
PC term. Not
okay.
at all.
Thanks for dropping it here.
You didn't know that well, right?
You asked.
Well, I mean, that's just the original. Like, what's that? Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid.
Yeah, I mean, it's, come on.
And what's Australiapoid or whatever it is? Like, I don't know, something weird like that.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that word. It just gets a bad rap.
Just
like
nowadays,
everything
just
else
means that you're a retard.
Was it's like the SJWs want to tell you that like everything is offensive. Oh, shut the fuck up.
It's just tied to those with Down syndrome having slanty eyes and supposedly looking like other people.
Maybe a little
So
brutish.
it's racism and many things mixed together in that term. That's all.
Yet it's used to describe a whole, what would be the the race or genome, a phylum. I forget the word. Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid. This is all legit.
It's way more information than I wanted for that question.
Well, now you know what a Mong is short for.
And I'll never forget after that lecture. By the way, this is what's going on in Ukraine right now. I think the whole situation there's a bit overblown. I'll quickly just share it. Apparently, it's not as serious as people are saying.
Why, well-read? Why?
This is a looter in the Ukraine. I mean, I think they know how to deal with people who act out in their society.
I don't know. I think both of them are enjoying that.
Yeah, seen them. They like duct tape them to lampposts and stuff.
That's
pretty
Twitless.
sweet.
That's Twitless on that tree right there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not reacting too hard to it. I don't think it's really bothering him all that much. The other thing is the last war report that I got from the Ukraine. These are scenes from the battlefield.
ובארצות הברית מזהירים כי מדובר בנחיל מכריע שיפרוץ לבירה תוך 3 ימים. שיחות השלום החלו אתמול בבלרוס, אבל ההסכמות כלשהן עדיין נראות רחוקות. באוקראינה טוענים כי רוסיה מבצעים ו4 קילומטרים מתקרבת לקייב, ובארצות הברית מזהירים כי מדובר בנחיל מכריע שיפרוץ לבירה תוך 3 ימים. שיחות השלום החלו אתמול בבלרוס, אבל ההסכמות כלשהן עדיין נראות רחוקות. באוקראינה
What the fuck?
I saw Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
It's
no
good time
fake
for
news.
freaking impact, like have a really good honeymoon in the Ukraine, you know?
No fake
Yeah.
news coming out of the Ukraine.
Why not?
Airfare is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jabba said that was you, well read.
Oh.
That's why you have that video.
Yeah, yeah. It's my home movies. So been showing it to my
Ukrainians.
family.
You stand with Ukraine?
I stand in my house. And I stand to pee. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
I don't sit.
Fantastic.
No one cared.
And no one cared. That's right. Anything else? Any other talking points we need to go over?
Man,
Not much.
Yeah.
what else is going on?
Yeah.
We covered everything from Ukraine to, city councilman gone wild.
From A to Z, man.
Yeah. Liam, we touched on it all.
Jabba
you watch-
explains why well read can't sit.
I can't sit. My butt is red raw. Yeah. I was looting in the Ukraine, so that's what happens. Did you see the Batman, Pan?
No. My kid liked it though.
Your kid went by himself, or
What do we like?
Girl. Went with her mom.
Oh, okay.
Her mom. No. My wife took her.
What movie?
Yeah.
The Batman.
The Batman.
No,
Did
fuck that. I ain't seen that.
Did you see it with your kids well read, or are they too young for it?
I saw it twice with my kids, and I've got a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Did you like it?
You watched
Yeah.
it twice.
Did your kids like it?
Yeah. They loved it, and I thought it was
Yeah.
great too. Mostly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out on, the apps or whatever.
I might
I'm
go
totally
see
going
it.
to see, what do you call it? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm totally taking my
When is that coming out?
7-year-old at the end of
May?
this month, I think.
Oh, in May.
I thought it was May. What?
Oh, no, that's Moon Knight at the end of this month. Yeah, you're right. But I'm totally going to see that motherfucker in the theater.
Moon Knight on Disney Plus. That's gonna be fucking trash.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be any good.
I don't think so either.
But I think that Doctor Strange is going to be fucking.
Is
'cause we
Disney
got
trying to go?
IMAX.
Are they going less woke? Like just like a little bit? Does it seem
like
like?
it.
Yeah.
Well, from
They're
what
gonna
from what I
do, like,
understand,
or-
Chapek, the CEO Chapek, basically said is basically like internally, like basically like
they figured out.
we need to make
go
money. We
woke.
need to be more. Yeah,
Get woke,
without
woke,
saying
figure it
that,
out.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Chapek kind of. That's why a lot of the people like don't like him being the CEO now. So
They call him Cheapak, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
are you talking about the bald CEO in general? He's a fucking idiot, man.
Because I was like, I was
I don't know,
watching
man.
ESPN. Like,
he dropped multi-year contracts for all the big actors. He's like, fuck this shit. He's like, why are we paying these people all this money to go around and fucking,
I was watching ESPN, like where the only thing I really watch is like, other than some YouTube, is like the UFC on ESPN, and like the commercials on ESPN have been like horribly woke, everything for years now. But I noticed like this last event that like it was like almost back to normal. It seemed like, I was
You tone
like,
that shit
wow.
down.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Now I'll have to like watch more to like really make an assessment, but it kind of seemed like it. I was like, dude, like they're not really pushing the hard woke shit, We'll see.
Yeah, no, I watch like Midnight's Edge a lot, and they talk a lot about what's going on with Chapek and stuff like that, and yeah, he seems like he's cracking the whip, so to speak. Yeah.
The story I read is so everybody talks about ESG being the thing that's changing the corporate culture, and the
Mhm.
reason why all these companies get away with being woke and going broke and keep doing it over and over again. But
They're getting paid to do it.
Yeah, they get government funds, and
You don't
what
have
else
to
do they
make
get?
money. They're getting fucking money. They're getting our money.
They get government funds, and then they also get approval for large trust funds to invest in them. So, like the New York, Fireman Pension Fund and stuff like that can invest in you if you have a good ESG rating, even if you don't make any money. So that kind of becomes like a credit for them that the government established.
Yeah, but this is a house of cards, because if you're investing your pension on some phony baloney money, and then you don't make money, those firemen are going to be pretty pissed when they collect their pension and
So
there's
that's
no money there.
That's the point, is that ESG is a bull market phenomenon, and it's only when the market is totally flush with cash and getting quantitative easing and all these things that don't really matter in the real world, when things are stable and you actually have to produce a good product to make money.
If you just throw a dart at a board and you make money, so you can make
Yeah.
it up. If not everything makes money, it's not going to work.
So once you enter a bear market like we are right now, all of a sudden crap like ESG and wokeism starts to go away, because the companies are reminded that they actually have to make money from customers, not from all these other
Right.
fake sources.
You also got to keep in mind Disney's board, bro. The board of directors for all of these powerhouses is extremely hungry. Like the Brown
The
family, the Brown family that married into the Disney family. They're part of the whole Brown Harriman groups and all that stuff. Part of the Getty people, the Pelosi, and all those. They're literally a fucking circle jerk of fuck friends.
Mhm.
And they set up these laws on purpose to fucking siphon out all that money during lame duck congresses. And
Wow.
they're all, it's simple. Like if you look at like specifically the board of directors, like one thing about Iger is he was basically like a fucking hitman. The amount of people who worked and died for Disney while he was alive was probably the most. But if you look on top of that, like with the whole Browns and everybody that's married into the echelon that is the Disney board of directors, there's like fucking incest, murder, drugs, espionage. Like it's a fucking it's literally a war of families and lawyers that are clearly taking advantage of tax incentives during really bad political times. And they fucking made bank, bro. They made bank.
Right.
So,
wow.
I mean, imagine because you remember the people that are running Disney are basically fucking mafia. So if you have Pelosi and all that, you guys all sit at the same table. Wouldn't it be within your interest to create some ludicrous fucking law so you can just do nonsensical bullshit? Say you're doing this for a couple of years, raking billions of dollars in tax incentives, and then in a few years just move on to the next thing you can rob a motherfucker for. It's pretty simple. I'd do it.
Yeah,
Damn,
I mean,
you would?
Yeah,
No.
global espionage is fun. I would partake in all of that crazy shit.
No, the globalists, those people are evil.
No, not globalist, global espionage. Like there's a
Yeah, well,
whole
I mean that's
total.
cool, but like what Pelosi and her family are doing,
Yeah, they're going down.
I don't
They're
know.
going
Don't
down.
do that stuff. Don't do that.
You got to remember, like Pelosi's father was the port mafia of Baltimore and all of that on the East Coast, and then she got promoted. Clearly, became speaker for how long?
Was
That's
Pelosi
mafia.
losing her mind? I mean, what was that thing she was doing at the State of the
yeah,
Union?
the little squirrel.
Maybe she had invisible handcuffs on.
I think they're all losing their minds.
I think she just wasn't paying attention and like went to go applaud at the wrong time, and like
they're all
tried to
lizard people. They're lizard
If you
Stop
had
herself.
the chance to set up Disney and completely just fucking ruin them all, but you make all this tax money and you still are able, because you have cash, you can short Disney stocks, Pixar, and all these things. It's a brilliant move.
Hold up. Pelosi was doing that little wiggle dance when she heard Joe Biden talking about dropping bombs and people dying.
Right. Yeah. I think she went to. I think she went to because then if you notice, like it was like the 2 sentences later is when everybody had, then applauded. So I think she just like missed her cue, came in early on the
She
applause.
lost track of time or whatever. She didn't know where she was
Yeah.
in the speech.
I'm telling you, all that
She
shit.
she couldn't hold it anymore. She's like, "This is what we've been planning for so long."
You can't help it.
Right.
I mean,
Yes,
that's fine
death
and
and
all, but
murder.
why did she do what she did? That's not applause. That was bizarre.
Like she caught herself. Like I think she realized she caught herself like,
She's like,
going
"Oh,
to.
no."
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
no, she was like, she couldn't fucking contain herself. He was talking about fucking utter death and murder and by
mouth,
military
too.
force.
She got like a rush of endorphins.
Yeah, she couldn't help
Yeah,
herself. Like the bitch is losing her mind anyway. I wouldn't believe that she lost. Yeah, she probably lost control of herself. She really
It was a
got
build-up.
happy.
And
Like
not
she
the
was sitting there.
way, yeah.
No, maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe she was just fucking retarded.
She's a lizard
Yeah.
person.
No, I'm telling you, I think that all that stage, like every time that they like, I think on their copy of the speech, because they all get a copy of the speech, it says applause here. And I think she just lost track because she's fucking 80-something years old and fucking going mental.
What a great way to play it off. Like, oh, that's time. Let me just do this little dance here. Like, that's the wrong time to do a dance. You might as well say woohoo.
Yeah, it was.
I think she was rubbing lotion into her wrists or something.
Yeah, like she was putting
I'm telling you, it
perfume
was
on.
cuts, man. She was
It looked like she was on cocaine or something, and her hands were really itchy or something.
That's true too.
I don't know, the most
man.
cringe things I see is Kamala Harris whenever she's in the Ukraine and then gives a press conference afterwards and is answering questions.
I disavow well read for saying the Ukraine.
Okay, and basically every response that she gives is incoherent, and you wonder like what is she on and what is she doing over there trying to negotiate peace?
Mhm.
It's just it's just a profound joke, honestly.
Well, all of her writing staff quit, so like she's like by herself, probably writing her. I mean, this is the most bizarre chain of
Well, they
events you could ever
they deserve to
imagine.
get fired. I mean, if she had a writing team, when she answered that question, like what was it? I forget what it was about, but she said
People,
something like,
they're big and the small, and the big
"No,
attack the
no,
small.
she's like, there's a time. There's never been a better time to do what we're doing, and that time is now." Like it made no sense. Like I think I just made it make more sense than what she actually said. Like it was just like the most ridiculous answer to a question that I've ever heard.
Well, what it is, she's part of a sex cult. Like her rich ass goddamn dad and family, or mom, right? Her mom's the Indian. Which one is the Indian? Part of them crazy sex cults that come to America.
I think it was her mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamala's a fucking prime example of sucking your way to the top. I swear, sucking your way to the top. Literally, that is the product of what you get. But like, yeah, you could make it if you suck and fuck your way to the top. But I mean, when it comes down to crunch time, that's the way you're gonna look. I don't know. That's what you're gonna be saying. You are gonna be looking like you're not qualified for any job. I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, Pelosi's dad, mafia, man. Mafia.
Also, about
Straight up.
Kamala. Oh, sorry.
Well, Kamala, I mean, it's her and what's the older black woman? She's always looks angry as shit.
Lori Lightfoot?
No, I know you're talking about the skinny
Close to
one.
Chicago. But yeah, man, those people because remember a couple of years back, the San Diego port was confiscated by the military, and there's not been
Maxine
any
Waters.
Maxine. There's not been any communication to the public that the military has given back that port publicly. So, Nancy Pelosi, San Francisco next to the Jersey ports and the New York ports are fucking massive. They're on the same scale as Pakistan and Chinese ports. But that's Pelosi's dad, man. And then, of course, she goes to San Francisco, a giant fucking military Navy port, and also just shipping container ports themselves. Anyway, they're just fucking up. They can't keep power. They're too old. Everyone's dumb. Their children's fucking ignorant or corrupt as shit. And there's nothing they can do to keep power.
Well, and look who they've got like nipping at their heels, trying to take power once they're done. It's going to be the AOCs. That's the next generation.
Oh no, I don't even believe it. I'm waiting for the two popes to die. I'm waiting for Queen Elizabeth to die. I'm waiting for Erdogan from Turkey to die. There's a lot of
there's a lot of dying that needs to be done.
Yeah, the amount of billions that these motherfuckers have. There's going to be a fight for when they die. And that is a promise.
Two popes? Who are the two popes?
You have Pope Francis and Pope Benedict. They're both alive.
Oh, right. Okay. That's true.
And he still is within the Vatican walls. He has his own palace within the Vatican.
Everybody should follow J Money on Twitter. Like, he talks about this type of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. J Money, unblock the War Campaign account. What is wrong with you?
I don't believe that.
Unblock it.
Why is it microphone? You sound muffled, Pan.
I want to see your tweets.
But it's gonna be fun, bro. Just wait till China. Wait till China's ports come up for
right.
negotiation.
It's dude, China. Holy shit. Those motherfuckers, like, you got like Russia has been like stocking up on gold for so long. It's like the motherfuckers start stocking up on gold. Watch out, because they're planning something.
Well, Russia has been buying until the last couple of years when he stopped buying as much gold when Trump became president, but he was buying more gold a year than was produced a year.
Like, why?
Through facilities.
Because those motherfuckers planning something.
Yeah. Well, also space.
Well, I mean, they lost a ton of their wealth after the Soviet Union collapsed. I mean, pretty much all of their wealth stores were empty once people actually went in there and started auditing how much wealth was actually in Russia.
The Fed
robbed dry.
The Fed actually kept the Hungarian crown, and they didn't give it back until the fucking 70s, something like that, 70s or 80s.
Learn about Montauk.
Yeah, like, could you imagine, having the crown jewels being kept in some punk ass country? That would just piss me off.
Well, I mean, the story that pisses me off is the royal family. They were cousins with the British monarchy, and they gave them a bunch of the jewels from Russia. So it's still there in the UK. You can go look at it in a museum. They asked them for help when the revolution happened to help them escape from the Bolsheviks, and the British family refused, and they kept all that jewelry, and they still flaunt it in their museums.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, so that's a big thing. That goes back all the way to the 1600s, if you want to get that far back. It's because James II and James IV was a raging fucking homosexual, and they placed him into power because he was a complete fucking degenerate, and then essentially started to transition, because you remember you got the Hanseatic Leagues from the North Germans and the Netherlands and all that going up to Leningrad and Lithuania. Those are all like just powerful families that didn't believe in nations, but their trade was so powerful that they essentially were a quote unquote nation. And it was around those, I mean, the Hanseatic Leagues far after the 1680s, but it starts back when Scotland got sucked into the Brits, man. They should have never did it. All of our problems
It's all Mel Gibson's fault.
It's all Mel Gibson's fault.
Is Liam going to strike all their channels too?
Probably.
Hmm.
There were some gingers, wasn't there? It was the
Yeah.
1680s, I imagine, because if you think about Caesar was a very very powerful fire department family. His family was huge in the Rome fire department, and the same principle applies in the late 1600s, because that's when fire insurance started and property insurance started. So that's who you're fucking with. You're fucking with the original insurance companies.
Scotland would be part of France. That would be gay, wouldn't it?
Ugh, no.
Yeah, I don't want Scotland to be French.
I think
Scotland should be independent.
I think you better watch out, Jabba. Maybe Liam needs all that gold to strike down your second one-page comic book.
All them coins coming out of the crotch.
Yeah, you are working with the artist who draws all those parodies, so watch out. Your business could be next.
Or Prince Charles.
Well, we hit 3 hours. Does
Alright.
anyone want to shill anything before we wrap up?
Go to darkgivecomics.com.
Yep.
Like right now, you're telling us to do that?
Absolutely.
Well,
Actually-
when you have a moment.
So, since you're here, Dark, if Ethan announced the comicsgate.com website, and that's the one that
Yeah.
you're alpha testing, right?
Yes.
So what's
Yeah, but-
what's the story on it?
See you, Moshe.
I mean, I still can't really talk about it much, but I
I
don't
thought
know
Ethan
how.
let the cat out of the
I don't
bag,
know.
so-
Yeah, he did, but that's the thing. I don't know how much Ethan is actually.
Rise is streaming at
and-
225. I'm sorry,
and-
Dark Griff. I'm gonna step away real quick before you get into
Yeah,
it.
we all need to start bouncing.
I'll see you while we're in Pan and
Hey,
Um,
take care,
Uncle,
Finn.
Uncle Pope Dollar and Dark
Later,
Griff.
brother.
All right.
I'll see you, chat. Rise is streaming in like a half hour, or 225, I think. I'll probably
So
see y'all over there.
Cool.
So
Thanks, Ian.
I don't know
Thank you.
how much Ethan is involved in it at this point. I know when the website started, he wasn't.
He was like, I'm gonna be running that site, is what he said.
Well, that's what I think is happening. That's why I don't know what to say, because I don't know how that's all breaking down.
Damn, don't add that to your plate,
But I can say that the site itself is coming along rather well. It has some tweaks that it needs.
Well, the one guy is making it for Ethan ultimately, and I think he'll get like some type of, because he's using the name, he'll get some form of.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's going to be a trademark thing or if Ethan's going to buy it once it's done. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's between them. I stay out of it.
I should have made that motherfucker.
But what you call it? Yeah, I don't know how that's all going to work. That in reality, I know it was started as a passion project. I know the guy doing it. He asked me to help alpha test it, and that's the extent of like my knowledge on anything really. The site itself needs a few things before I think it's ready to go live. I just actually was on the phone with them the other day, giving them my notes and stuff. Like, this should have this, and maybe add this and stuff like that. So. But all in all, it's he's doing a bang up job putting it together. So
Ethan said that there would be conservative payment processors. What does that mean exactly?
I don't know,
he meant
because
himself. He was going to be the payment processor.
No, I don't know.
No,
I mean, that's
I
a
don't-
lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know what because I thought it was going through. I don't want to say because maybe I'm wrong, and I don't want to put bad information out there. But I thought it was going through regular payment processing channels, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
I just think the bank he chose is probably like a credit union or a trust union. Probably.
Yeah, if it's local, then it's not going to be following the same ESG guidelines. Like that's what a lot of people say is if you want to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to get away from the ESG stuff, don't go with the bigger banks and payment processors. Go with your local banks and credit unions.
Well, remember, language as easy as it is written can be easily deleted or not funded. So just because a lot of bills, like everyone always complains when we give Israel money, we really don't give Israel money. We may pretend like we allot money to Israel. 9 times out of the 10 times that we give them money, it's not even the amount that we said we were going to give them, or we don't even give them money at all. So it's, I mean, so, you know, American politics is a very easy thing to understand. As long as you understand how money is allotted. I mean, that's all it works.
I saw somebody say that, I think it was Perth. He said that somebody said in its current state it would take 30 minutes to hack. I mean, maybe it's not done. You know, there's still a lot of back end that needs to be put into it.
Oh man, you're talking about WordPress?
Yeah.
Well, just because it's on WordPress, that doesn't mean the server that you're using
is hackable.
Yeah, you know.
Pixel Trader, remember that guy, the IndieCron guy? He had some things to say about it.
Yeah. No, he offered some help to the guy. I know that much.
Yeah.
So, and I said to him, I go, Pixel Trader, when it comes to stuff like that, he's a smart dude. If he's got some advice for you, I would listen. Even if you don't take it, at least listen to it, you know?
So,
because he's the one that built that. He built IndieCron from the ground up, right?
I think he was a big part of it.
Blackheads, if you have children, let me help you with something. A majority of the grants that are allotted to a state every year, like 80% of them never even get filled. So if you have daughters or sons and you want grants or state funds where you don't have to necessarily pay them back, all you have to do is normally write a letter. But anyway, I was just using Israel as an example. But most of the, just because it's written in law, if there is not a system that's created to allot that money, 9 times out of 10, the money is not allotted. So just because it's in law, that doesn't fucking mean it goes to them. Because most of the time, especially if you're dealing with purchasing of like certain metals for space or certain metals for underground mining equipment, those are other examples of things that are written but may not always be
executed.
Bought. Yeah, they're not always bought or executed.
I saw someone say Cider is recovering, get well soon, Cider, get well soon. He's recovering from what Liam did to him.
Seriously, what happened with Cider?
He had a double emergency surgery after his surgery 2 or 3 days ago.
Because of Liam.
Oh.
Liam did dox him on stream. So.
Well, wasn't his name on his campaign, the Colossals? I think his full name was on there. I think Yellow Flash took down that tweet because he realized he looked pretty stupid.
Was it on that campaign?
I don't think so.
I've seen it.
I mean, maybe I didn't.
It was on the campaign page.
Yeah,
it was. So, yeah.
It's like a prime example of money not going right. The border wall.
No money there?
Boom. No, it's just a prime example of how shit gets fucked up. Just because you write it down, I don't mean it's happening.
J-Money is all about the dollar.
Especially if a state senator can get in the fucking way.
All right, I do have to jump off. I got to work in the morning.
Yeah, everybody. Hey, happy birthday, Dark Kid. Everybody, take it easy.
Appreciate it.
Hey, good show. Well read. J Money, take care, man. Yeah, good show, man. Everybody.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I'm proud to be one of your 439 subs on YouTube. So take care. J Money, hey, unblock the War Campaign account on Twitter. Man.
Okay, I will.
Tweets. All right. Hey, take it easy, everybody. Hail.
Later.
Good night.
All right, brother. Hey, I'm gonna jump off too. You guys have a good night. Everybody go to darkgivecomics.com. All the links to everything I'm doing are there. So.
Oh, and
guys
thanks
can
for
go
being
check
on
that
tonight.
out.
Dark
No
Gift, it
problem.
was great having you review the book with us.
Yeah, I always have a good time. So
cool.
I'll catch you fellas later. Hail to the chat, and I'll see everybody tomorrow night for open mic night.
All right. Have a good night. Uncle Pope J. Dalla. I think you're going to be the new Pope when the other two die. That's what's at the bottom of all of this, right? That's why you're
I'm
watching Where the Money.
qualified.
Yeah.
Qualified.
You can step in. You can be the new Queen of England. You can be the new Pope.
Yes.
You can be the new George Soros.
You know, the first thing I would do if I became Pope?
What's that?
Go back to Constantinople.
What's the point of being
I'd
there?
meet Putin halfway.
I mean, what's the point of being in Constantinople if you're not part of the original church?
Well, that is where the original Greek church started.
Yeah, that's where the schism occurred. But the schism occurred not over geographic locations. It was over theological disagreements and political ones.
Far more than that. And honestly, a lot of it was just arguments over fucking dumbass bishops who had rich families who didn't know what to do with each other. The problem I feel that happened with Constantinople, when you have a destabilization like you had happening with like Justinian during the plagues and all that, and then you slowly start having the priest hierarchy take over. That's why what's his name? Constantine failed. It's essentially why he converted to Catholicism. He turned a cult to a religion. You were no longer bathing in blood and things like that. You had Mithraic boat merchants taking over all the Mediterranean, and you had the Artemis cults and things like that by the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea, which was called the Pontus Sea at the time. Were just too rich and powerful, and they started encroaching at the same time that the Persians were gaining power. And they just, how do you can't have archaic style religions with a well-educated population. And so that's why they failed. Too many people knew how to read books.
Damn.
So
stupid
it's always
people.
a problem.
Yeah. Read less books, everybody. Come on.
No, read more.
Oh, we
I'll
have
give
a
you
society.
a good book to read. Hold on, I have a great book.
We got a society to preserve. We need all these people dumb and illiterate. Come on.
Here it is. It's a short book. It is only
Jabba loves your story.
300 something pages. It's Gods Against the Gods. The history of the war between monotheism and polytheism.
Fascinating.
Really good.
So don't read that book, everybody, because then you'll be educated, and we don't want any of that.
But you got to read more, but it's definitely really good. Because it's about essentially, because you remember back in the day, a sacrifice was really just like killing the goat, taking the skin, someone cool got the skin, and then you cook the meat. That was a sacrifice. But then you would do that before wars. You would do that before marriages. You would do that during, like, especially when burial mound, the Kurgan religion was starting to come in. There's burials where they have like 4 horses that were sacrificed. Could you imagine? Because horses have a lot of meat. Could you imagine what this fucker's funeral was like? 4 horses, 4 step horses of meat with, probably meat, and there was probably goats, and there was definitely doves or forms of birds like turkeys or something like that. But the fucking funeral had to been, because one of the things is especially in older pagan religions, you feasted for days at a time. So I imagine this man's feast probably started at dawn one day and lasted maybe 2 or 3 days worth of feastings and parties, and then you would be taken up and down. I forget what it's called, up and down the, because you weren't buried by churches, and you were just buried on the outskirts of the city. Yeah, it'd have been fucking dope. Now funerals are such a sad thing. So it's disappointing. But like I said, if I was Pope Constantinople, here I come.
Well, you know where the church went after Constantinople, don't you?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, the center of the, because it was a schism, so there was a portion that went to Rome, and the Pope sat at the seat of that.
Well,
and then
yeah.
the church that was in the
Bishop
Byzantine,
of Rome.
right?
The
Bishop of Rome, who, became the Pope. And then the other part of the church, because Constantinople was conquered during that time, so
allowed to be conquered.
Yeah, and Christianity was forced out of it for the most part. So the center of the church transitioned over to Ukraine, which was part of Russia at the time. That's my understanding of that history. But
well, so when it went to Rome, it hung out there for a long time. Actually, the seat of the what do you call it? The tiara, the triple tiara of the throne. So the Pope's tiara is 3-tiered: land, water, and people. And now they want space. That's what they're going for now. But what happened in, you had a lot of Andorra money all the way to Germany. You could passing all the major lovely rivers, specifically the Danube. The Danube is the big vein. The big vein.
I have a big vein.
Because that fucking Danube River goes to Germany, goes to the Netherlands, goes to the Belgium mouths. That's where all the old boats were made. It took us all over. But the problem is, when you go from, you can't have Western Europeans controlling Slavic speaking, Armenian speaking, Greek speaking people. It's just not feasible. You're having Greeks and Italians trying to control French and Germans, the Germanis. That's a fucking, I mean, could you imagine? Would you want to, if you're Greek, would you want to be controlled by a German?
Yes.
So you're always going to have fights, but it's just like I said, whoever is the conqueror, whoever can win, whoever is the most vicious.
All of this sounds very kinky.
Well, they were. Vatican was one of the leading slaughterers of dissidents next to the Chinese dynasties and the Japanese dynasties. You had public executions in the Vaticans until it was like the 1880s, 1890s. It wasn't until the early 1900s when photography started that they stopped public executions.
And that was for heresy?
Well, for anything. The Vatican will murder you for any reason. Any reason.
Making
like
parody books? Making parody books like what JDA did?
I think Berserk does a better job of the brutality of the church. Like, because not religious people, because I'm pretty religious, I'd say. Like the laity are not corrupt. It's the hierarchy that's been corrupted. Like you have Mithraians who are like you have Roman Mithraian people who are in control of the Vatican Church right now. That's pretty fucking crazy if you think about it. Because the Mithraic religion, they're esoteric as fuck still to this day. I guarantee you someone has bathed in blood. That's a fact. And that's one of the main reasons that the schisms kind of happened the way that they did when the Greeks
and the Anatolian folks started to lose their strength and power. Because you remember, all these years they're just fighting and murdering each other. So all the best of the best are dying. They just couldn't. They couldn't. That's like the last Crusades was on purpose. The Italians and the French, the Franconians, the Franks, they plotted and planned with the papacy, the Papal States, to take Constantinople and to rob their coffers. And after, it's basically, you had the Pepin family, Pepin the Short, it's the Charlemagnes and all those guys. So
what about Pepin the Hung?
After Constantinople fell, the printing press moved from Constantinople, and all of the church's coins were printed in France. They were printed in the Frankish lands, like Cologne, Bologna, Orange, Burgundy, and all those regions. And then when he died, when the Pepin line kind of just fell out of that's the problems with strong alpha male leaders. When you have lots of male children, you don't know what the fuck to do with them. That's why Masonry was kind of set up the way that it was. The head son took all the property, and then in Masonry you have the second born son control from a horizontal perspective instead of a vertical perspective. And
I'm always in a vertical perspective.
Yeah, me too. And then so anyway, they were unable to keep their empires contained, and that's how you had the Holy Roman Empire. Then you had that slit of land that went from the Netherlands all the way down to Italy. They kept the Germans and the Frankish people separated. And then all of a sudden they figured out this whole nation thing. And then once you create nation states, that's when central banks can take over. And nation banks figured out this. They perfected revolutions. They perfected revolutions, and then we've been just dealing with that since then. America is a Masonic country.
Yeah.
Created off of a revolution.
Everybody, yeah. Well, I assume everybody knows the founders were all Masons, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
This is everyone thinks that they're degenerates, which is a fucking annoying thing.
Degenerates in like what sense? Like debauchery or something? Or
yeah, they everyone now, just like because
Thomas Jefferson was banging
you got
slaves
Wiccan
or
and
something?
Illuminati. It's been turned into like this fucking you buy products, so you have a necklace with your Wiccan necklace. You have, so it's been bastardized in some manner or another. But not everyone thinks like that. And everyone is made to think that all of the people who are Masons or any other, like Scottish Rite, like my family was, were completely fucking evil and things like that, which is absolutely not the case.
A little evil.
No, not well. Conquerors. Masons. They don't build bridges. They build governments. That's a great thing as long as the people who are doing it are not degenerate. And but sometimes you need like the French to help you build a country. That's precisely what fucking happened with the United States. You use the degenerates to help you build the country.
Well, Voltaire was
Benjamin
a degenerate.
Franklin was a fucking degenerate who was French, who worked for fucking the King of France, and we have him on our money now. Come on now.
Interesting. I didn't know that about Ben Franklin,
Yeah,
but I thought
he
the
was-
philosophy of Voltaire was what
He was a
drove
French
a lot of the-
ambassador.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, you've been outed as a fellow Mason, J Money. So
that's okay.
Yeah, the cloth has dropped, and time to show your loins. So with that, I think we'll probably wrap up.
Just don't
and
call me French.
Don't you dare.
Because I'm
I
not
don't think
French.
anyone. Well,
no offense to the French.
But thanks again. And is there anywhere you want people to come and check you out?
So I have a friend finishing my new logo. He said a week, but I don't really believe that. And I want to make a cool animation. I was watching old scary films on Shudder because they always had cool openings. So I was trying to find something that I could do. So I shall start streaming on my own channel again now that I have lost a strike. Yeah. And are you going to have this type of fun book review all the time?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now. Man, it seems like ages.
With the open invites and everything?
I do that. Yeah, I mean, that used to be the standard format before, actually. And that's when the show was like really popular. But you get into a lot of hot water that way, and people start fighting. So I try to limit it. Most of the time, I try to invite the creators on, and I do an interview. So I do a bit more of a controlled format that way. But if things are pretty loose, and I know that the creators aren't going to get too upset if stuff happens after the review of their books, then I drop the link and see what happens. Usually it's pretty fun. I think people like coming on here to start shit because I'm pretty easygoing. Like I'm not going to kick anybody off, and for the most part, I don't get anybody in anybody's face. So they kind of just come here and go wild, which is fine with me. I like it when people have their say. Personally, that's kind of my philosophy on YouTube. So it gets pretty unpredictable when you drop the link. So we'll probably do more in the future, but you never know. We'll see what books we're reviewing.
Nice. Oh yeah, which one are you doing next? Did you say?
Next, it's I've been trying to plan this for a while. I need to do, or I want to do, Charlie's London, and I'd like to invite Charlie on after to have an interview. So that one I probably will not drop the link for, but we will see.
Pick and choose.
Yeah. Splatguts asks, what was the verdict on Shotgun Samurai review? The verdict is that Nuclear Warhead Samurai is the superior book. Quaff is a pretender and a fraud. And
I love that word, pretender.
Yeah, and Jawa is clearly the superior talent among the two.
If you want to learn about central banks, this one will send you down a hole that you don't know you knew existed. That's a fact. Especially if you want to know where Czechoslovakian gold went. It went into British banks.
It went into some strippers' trousers.
That is true.
See, I know stuff when I'm guessing.
Andrew and all that.
Yeah. KSSS says that's when the show was really popular. Really popular? Wait, what?
What's your most views?
I think
I know you had Ethan and all that on.
Yeah, I think actually like a few weeks ago, I got 1.3K off of a John Malin appearance, which was pretty cool. So, and D-Wag came on and showed us how to do dumpster diving. So yeah, it was a good stream. Anyway, yeah. I forget, like, oh, it was Naruto dumpster diving. So like, that run that people do where like they run and they lean forward and they have their arms behind their back as they're running. So he was doing a Naruto run into a dumpster dive while John Malin was on the stream, and that got 1.3K views. So
D-Wag is crazy. I hope he doesn't hurt his knee or his ankles.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy.
He's reckless with that dumpster.
Yeah. And Malin always brings the chat. Yep. He brought the audience. So yeah, that's about it. I guess I'll wrap it up. KSSS says open the pod bay doors. The pod bay doors are closed, KSSS. And yeah, hopefully I'll get the Charlie's London review set up for Thursday. So everybody can look forward to that. And thank you, Pope J. Dalla. It's great having you on. Thank you for the interesting discussion. Very enlightening. And
yes,
we will see everybody next time. Have a good night.
evil people.